What's going on, everyone? Welcome into Forward Progress for another NFL live watch along tonight. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. It is a Super Bowl rematch of last year in what hopefully amounts to being a good game. We thought we were going to get a good game Thursday Night Football, Bengals and Ravens. Joe Burrow gets hurt. That turns into a disaster the second half. But hopefully this is a good one. For those of you who've been watching the content this week, you know that I'm on the Kansas City Chiefs tonight. I'm rooting for the Chiefs. I laid the 2.5. I think this number in the game should have been 3. I went through all the reasons why. Very efficient market right now. Market has settled in on this game being 2.5. And that's where we're going to stand at game time. Probably already made your bets there. I'm not going to change your mind one way or another. Scott, I know you're in the chat and you're a huge Eagles fan. Unfortunately, tonight, my Cowboys. Oh, there you go. You got KC in your account, but Eagles in your heart. There you go. Hopefully it's a KC winner tonight. Pretty rainy at the game. It's expected to rain for the majority of the game. That'll play into things as well, but I won't waste any more time here. Just as a reminder, these live watch-alongs are powered by Pinnacle Sportsbook. If you're in Canada, make sure you do check out Pinnacle. If you're in Ontario, regulated market, you must be 19 plus, but over the course of the program tonight, we'll bring up Pinnacle's live odds throughout the game. And you'll often notice that those live odds are a lot better than your sportsbook's live odds. So bet smart, bet Pinnacle, your trusted sportsbook for the past 25 years. Let's get into it. Props-wise, let's start with what Hitman just tweeted out not too long ago. I was hoping he could save this for like an additional 10 minutes, but he tweeted out Julio over receiving yards, 1.5 receptions, and anytime TD 9-1 because I love betting mediocre wideouts in the teens this week. Nick Sirianni, prior to the game today, had a conversation with Troy Aikman and Joe Buck in which he said that he expects Julio Jones to be heavily involved in the game. They've had a bye week previously. Now, this is coach speak. A lot of times we get a lot of BS. But with Dallas Goedert out, somebody's got to get the targets. As Milf Hunter points out, receiving yards went up a little bit everywhere immediately afterwards. There's a couple ways you can play this. You can play alternate overs on Julio Jones because he's being priced as if it was like nothing. Or you can just play the regular markets. And that's what I'm going to do. So click that little refresh button really quickly, Zach. I just want to make sure that those are accurate as of now. We did get some books moving to 13.5, but we still have some available 11.5s out there and pretty widely available as well. So let's go ahead and play a half unit Julio Jones over 11.5. So that's $50 on his receiving yards. And we'll take the plus money receptions over as well for $50 on Julio Jones. Oh, wow. There we go. That's a really off-market price. Even at something else that's more widely available, Zach, let's go $50. So Julio, we're rooting for receptions on Julio Jones tonight. I personally did play some alternate receiving yardage totals at 50 plus. That's like a very, rare instance where that's going to happen, but who knows? Some people are flocking towards the other tight ends. Jack Stoll, producer Zach, running the stream tonight, was ripping some Grant Calcaterra and Albert O. First touchdown bets. I'm going to say that Julio gets a lot of the target share, hopefully. Rest of the props are going to come courtesy of the Kansas City Chiefs. Then we'll get into touchdown score market as well. John Clark, great point. Smith played well last year without Goddard. He was the one that had the highest influx. I know some people who did bet Devontae Smith overs. They've been adjusted a little bit now, but I don't hate that look anyways. In regards to the Chiefs, people, get ready to plug your nose. This is going to be an ugly one. The ugliest. The one thing that nobody wants to root for in this game tonight. Travis Kelce under on receiving yards. I'm not an idiot. I know how badly the Eagles struggle to cover tight ends. It's been their MO all season long. It's an issue. But we're getting into a range now for Travis Kelce where he's at 76.5 yards. We're going to play that under for $75. He's exceeded that total in 2 games this year. He did it by a lot. That was week 6 against Denver, where he went 9 for 124. Week 7 against the Chargers, where he had 179 yards. I would expect an emphasis on trying to take Kelce out of the game for the Eagles and anyone else to try to beat you. Kelce going over in the first half. Very possible. Very possible. Eric Eager, who's going to join me later on, is on the Noah Gray overs. I kind of agree with him there as well. But we're going to start with the worst bet to cheer for as someone holding a Kansas City ticket, Travis Kelce under. Next 2 bets, we're going to play for a half unit each, $50. We're going to start with Jerick McKinnon, receiving yards. And we're going to play the over there. It's been bet up a little bit today. Not anything crazy, but it has taken a little bit of money towards the over. We still have one stale number out there, but the 12.5s at the Canby books are totally fine. I probably would go up to 13.5 here. I'd go up to 13.5. That's the cutoff. But the Eagles pass funnel defense, they give up a lot of short passing yardage. I think this really works for Jerick McKinnon. We're going to play the over on him for $50. And we're also going to go to Mecole Hardman, and we're going to play his receiving yardage over. This is very similar to what we did with Gus Edwards last week or Thursday Night Football, where he needed 1 catch. We're kind of hoping the same here for Mecole Hardman in his receiving yardage total. I'm going to play that over for a half. You never really know who's going to play what for the Chiefs. They mix in a lot of different receivers. Just looking at snap counts, it's a little bit all over the place. But Mecole Hardman is pretty consistently getting, at least mid-teen snaps, and he is getting targets. First touchdown scores. Noah Gray for the Chiefs. We're going to play Noah Gray first and anytime touchdown. The prices are just too good to pass up on. Too good. 35-1, Noah Gray, first TD. We'll play that for $5, Zach. And anytime should be in the 8-1 range. Yep, we have 8-1 there. And we can play that for an additional $10 as well. Noah Gray. Taylor and Eager on that one. And whoever else in the chat said this. What was the Noops first TD? It was Albert O. I don't like the price on Albert O. It could happen. Zach has it. I'll root for Zach to hit it. But I don't know. Next. Julio Jones. Might as well. If we're rooting for a Julio Jones game, let's go first TD and anytime as well. We got to. You have the head coach before the game saying he's an integral part of the game plan this week. They've completely phased Quez Watkins out of the offense. If Julio gets more snaps than Olamide Zaccheaus, that wouldn't be a surprise to anyone. So $5 first TD, $10 anytime. And that's what is going to be the card for today. Other guys I did consider Kenneth Gainwell in the anytime TD market. I'm just a little bit scared off of that with Hurts having the extra rest. The 1 week off might look a little bit more mobile today. It's just not good enough for me right now. It looks like actually all the 7-1s that were out there got bet. So maybe at that price it was a good bet, but no longer there. The Albert O price for me is not there. Same. I understand that. Like whenever you have an injury at a specific position, you want to kind of target that position. You know what? I have the FOMO of all FOMOs. Zach, go ahead. Albert O, $5. And let's go Grant Calcaterra, $5 as well. And I'm going to try to hit those really quickly right now. Oh, God. Please do not bring this up again. For those that don't know, I bet no field goal to hit the upright or crossbar in the Super Bowl, which, by the way, was an amazing bet. I know it lost. It was an amazing bet. Sorry, I'm just ripping some bets here really quickly before we get onto air. Hair today, gone tomorrow is just a reference to the fact that I'm just losing my hair very quickly. I don't need to shave my head. It'll be gone soon enough. It'll be gone soon enough. All right. As always, put me in full screen really quickly, Zach, so I could just point to the stupid corner here. It's this corner, that one. That's where we track on BetStamp. Forward Progress HQ. You can see full history of what we've played, dating back to last year when Joey Knish was ruining the account with his Thursday night football bets, or else the ROI would be way higher. But we're transparent here anyways. And you can check them all out, Forward Progress HQ, if you ever do want a tail. I already got my Uber Eats order, and I comboed it up. So I ate my food already, but I comboed it up with some Tim Hortons along the way at no charge. I got myself a 10-pack of Timbits. The Americans may be unfamiliar, and I needed a coffee. So no additional Uber Eats. Do I play all the bets I give out? Yes. I'm not going to GRP wins it and write them down on notebooks and show everyone as the proof that I've played it and I'm holding the best positions on these games. But I think it's very dishonest to recommend bets and not bet them yourself. I do not give out bets for the sake of giving out bets. Let's just put them that way. If you're going to do content in the betting space and you're going to recommend other people play games, play them yourself. In fact, I've played more than I've not given out here. I just don't want people to take different prices or whatever. All right. Let's get to it. Big game tonight. Kansas City Chiefs fan Eric Eager is going to join us later on. Hitman going to join us in the fourth quarter. Apparently going to reveal another ticket that he has of what could be the best position in the United States of America. It could be. But we'll get it started with my guy, fellow Torontonian. I know he drinks a nice Timmy's every now and then. G-Stack George. George, how are things?
Doing well, Rob. Yourself?
You know what? Had a good Sunday. I'm happy. Thanksgiving football. I pulled a double Thanksgiving, even though us Canadians had ours in October, which makes a lot more sense, by the way, because there's a little bit of a gap between Christmas. You know what I'm saying? End of November, Thanksgiving, Christmas is right around the corner. It's too close. It's too close. I understand it's all about the fall harvest and stuff like that. But I got to say, October seems a little bit better, George.
You tweeted something about Thanksgiving that I have felt strongly for so long, and I love it. I am ready to get down and co-sign your take.
Turkey is overrated, people.
1,000,000%.
Now, there's going to be people that come out of the woodwork right now. They're going to be coming out. Oh, you've never eaten a good turkey before. Oh, you got to spatchcock your turkey. You got to do this. You got to baste it and whatever. People, turkey, it's a fine bird. Don't get me wrong. I'll have a turkey here, some turkey, put some gravy on. I'm okay with it. But let's not talk about turkey like it's the be all and end all. Like if you serve me chicken on Thanksgiving, I'd be happier than eating turkey.
I have a question. If turkey is so good, how come people don't just cook it just because? Why do we only cook it on Christmas and Thanksgiving? If it was so good, why aren't you cooking turkey once a month for dinner? Nobody does because it's not good.
Here we go. We got already. You are whacked. Turkey done right. Like I've never had turkey done right before. Every turkey I've ever had in my life has never been done right. People, A nice glazed ham on Thanksgiving is a million times better than a turkey. A
That's
million times.
not just that, Rob. If you need stuffing and gravy and cranberry sauce, you need like a million things just to make turkey. Like it needs to be propped up. It's like a quarterback who needs to be surrounded with good weapons so that he could look good. That's what turkey is.
Yeah. What does it say when leftover turkey sandwiches are the best part? Oh, not a good start for the Chiefs. Look a little bit I don't know if these are supposed to be the good plays tonight, George. This is what I've heard. Andy Reid off a bye. We're supposed to see the good plays.
So there's some rain though. We talked about some weather on the show today. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a wet one.
It's going to be a wet one. It's a double entendre right there.
If I reached for low hanging fruit, I would have pulled an Office reference, but I'm above that.
All right. Hassan Reddick with a sack of Mahomes on the second play of the game. 3rd and 19 incoming. I could already see this as one of those games, George, where it feels like I'm going to be asking myself the live price on the Chiefs over and over. Does it not?
Well, I mean, under a field goal is very tempting. Very tempting. I am cheering for the Eagles, not because I've bet on them, because I want the 1 seed in the AFC.
I see. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, there's McKinnon. I have McKinnon receiving yards over. That's going to be like 4 yards. That's going to be 4. We'll take it. We'll take the 4 yards. We'll take the 4 yards. Also, I mean, that is every Chiefs game when they're down. It's just the thing. Sorry, Jameel. I'll give a countdown really quickly. Play clock. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. That should be good. Everyone out there, really quickly, while the Chiefs are punting, smash that like button down below while this punt goes nowhere. Not a great start for the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Not a great start. All right.
Rob, did you see Kareem Jackson suspended again for 4 games?
Honestly, you could see it coming.
Isn't that like the kid who gets suspended from school for 2 weeks, comes back, gets in a fight in the first day, and gets suspended again?
It's basically that.
No lessons were learned. Nothing.
Okay, I want to see who's on the field here for the Eagles in the first snap of the game. So Grant Calcaterra is on the field. It's a good one for you, Zach, going forwards. I don't know how that wasn't a penalty during the game. And a little run to the right. A little bit conservative here. A little bit conservative.
I think we're going to get a lot of running from Philly today.
I think it's very possible. The ESPN graphic is listed Julio as the 3rd receiver. I've made note of that. Last time they played the Dolphins, he was not listed as the 3rd receiver. All right, 2nd and 7. Do you partake in any like Thanksgiving stuff, even though we've already had ours, other than just watching football?
We used to get together in between the first and second game as boys and get together and play tackle football. Religiously, we did that. And then, Rob, one time we did it, maybe 25, 26 years old. My God, none of us could walk the next 3 days. And that was the moment we knew tackle football is done for good. It's no way we can do it anymore.
I mean, we live very similar lives. I experienced that exact same thing, but it was a Boxing Day tradition for us. So the day after Christmas, me and my friends used to play, and then we would just be like, why do we still do this? Like everyone's just leaving in pain. We're too old. And that was it. And Hurts is in trouble. Oh my God, man. It took them so long to take Hurts down, but they got to him. Trent McDuffie gets the tackle. Yeah. the beauty about the way you did it, George, is if you were doing it up until you were 25 and you're playing between the first and second game, you could actually get started at halftime of the Lions game usually, because by that time they were usually down by 4 touchdowns anyways.
That's when we all headed to the field by the end of the third quarter. You know, Rob, in Toronto or Canada, I think we get to football a little bit later than most. I don't think it becomes on our radar until we're 10, 11 years old, or at least that was my experience. And I remember, you know, the thing that I always wondered about football was like, why do they play once a week? This feels so weird. Every other sport plays more frequently. And the first time I played football, like in school, after my first game for 2 days, like I felt so like broken down, and I'm like, oh, this is why they can only play once. It only became apparent after I realized how physical it is.
I'll be honest, George, I'm a lot smarter than you, so I figured that out much earlier.
That I don't doubt. I like to learn with one, if not two mistakes. You know, sometimes I need confirmation, a two size sample size for me to figure out that something's wrong.
Oh man, I guess we probably can get the Chiefs a little bit cheaper on a live line now, right? Than pregame. I mean, total definitely has gone down at this point.
Oh yeah.
I wish I had some action on the under. Could have been a nice middle there. Not yet. We have to wait a little bit longer, but there could have been a nice middle there. If he wants to writhe in pain, he can just tail picks on Hit the Books. I'm with you, man. That CLV though, through the roof. At some point it'll balance out.
Rob, is this the real Fezzik in the comments?
Yeah, Fezzik's here. Yeah.
I love what Steve's doing in Circa, and I am here for when Twitter goes nuclear and Steve ships his third one. That I am ready for that day.
Yep. I mean, I'm rooting for the guy. I'm just for the pure chaos. KC minus 2.5 gets Fezzik into number 1 position. Number 1 spot. It's a big spot for him to be in, because I guess a lot of people will shit on the earlier contest wins that he has because of the fact that there were less entrants, and it was, you know, he's a specialist in game theory. He's a very smart guy. So they like dismiss those as they were nothing, right? But now when there's this many entries, different story.
Who is the poker player? Not Brunson, the world's greatest poker player or card player. He was really good at gin too. Michael Imperioli played him in a movie.
Oh, I don't know.
You know, the legendary poker player that died. Come on,
Chip Reese?
No. Someone in the chat knows who's the greatest. Stu Unger.
Oh, Stu Unger, yeah.
Goes back to back. You know, disappears for years, comes back, bangs it a third time like I am the fucking man. And that's Fezzik's about to Stu Unger this motherfucker and get his third one. I can't wait for it.
Oh man. Either way, it's I mean,
shame on you, Rob, for not knowing Stu Unger. Like I
know Stu Unger. This is the same reason that I will not win like trivia against Eric Eager. As soon as you say the name, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But I don't have it within me to just like recall. You know, when Eric tweets like those immaculate grids every day.
Oh,
I go to do them.
I get My goal is just to get 9, let alone, I don't care if it's a 40% share. This guy's picking off 1% common picks with the rest of the world. I'm like, this guy is an animal.
Yeah. Yep. Running game is working for KC here. Tell you that. Was that Kadarius Toney in the backfield? Andy Reid bringing out the good plays, man. Get Kadarius Toney involved in the running game. The good plays are in. We never really completed that conversation about turkey. It doesn't have to go on much further than this because it's very divided. But Zach, we should at least put up a poll here of do we want to rate turkey out of 4?
Let's do what is the better holiday meal. Let's go turkey, glazed ham, and prime roast. I think prime rib. I think those are the 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely putting turkey as a distant 3.
Oh yeah. I
Those
wouldn't
are my
even
options.
entertain it. I'd leave someone's house if they all they had was turkey. I would be like, if I wanted to choke up on food, then I'd cook it myself.
Was that McCole Hardman? Fuck, 5 yards. We need one more Hardman catch, man. Got to get him to that 7.5-yard mark, baby. I love taking. Honestly, I don't bet a lot of props, but I see the mass appeal, man. Every play, you're just like living on the knife's edge, man. It's really good. Really good. Yeah, prime rib. The people are big fans of prime rib in the chat. It's hard.
It's gotta be. I mean, it's not even close. Like you said, glazed ham, and I'm like, it's barely better than I don't like ham, but prime roast all day.
It's been a good one, George. We'll talk to you next week, man.
Wow. Sell me on ham here. What am I missing?
I don't know. Do you have taste buds? Do you ever tasted food before?
Have you?
Do I have to sell you on ham?
My God, ham over prime rib? You're crazy, man.
No, I'm not suggesting ham over prime rib.
Oh, okay, you're saying over turkey, it's the ham.
Oh yeah. Because those are the more traditional Thanksgiving, staples, I would say.
I think I'd rather have Swiss chalet double leg holiday dinner with a Toblerone bar over the turkey. I just realized the Americans don't know what Swiss chalet is.
No, Swiss chalet is what's the best comp to like a US chicken place? I don't know. Maybe someone could translate in the comments.
Rotisserie chicken style in
the
States. What's a big one, guys?
There's a lot all over the States, though. There's like some in the South, some in the North. What was the one that David Garrard used to do the commercials for? Bojangles. I don't know if that's like
Montreal has their own version too. I didn't realize.
Saint Hubert.
Yeah.
Boston Market, maybe? Sure. Boston Market. Sounds. I'm not going to accept any Swiss chalet slander.
I loved it. I as a kid, you get the little toy at the end. Oh, I was in.
Oh, do you remember that they used to give you the little lemon bowl?
Oh, yeah.
To wipe your hands.
Wash your hands. Come on.
Now inflation, lemons are too much.
The sauce was like,
chalet sauce. Look at these bangers. I had Swiss chalet no more than a week ago, and it was an absolute banger. Festive specials with the chalk. Oh,
it's just nostalgia, man. Everything about it.
Yeah, listen, it's like a 6 out of 10 meal, but it hits the spot. You got this. You can dump that chalet sauce over anything.
Yeah.
When I have the leftover bun at the end, I'm just dipping it in the chalet sauce.
Oh yeah.
Hell, I've even drank that chalet sauce.
Who hasn't drank the rest of the sauce? It's a shame to not drink the rest of the sauce.
Oh, who was that? That was Rice. All right. First and goal, Chiefs. The good plays have come out. If you knew what was in the chalet sauce. Well, I don't want to know. It tastes damn good.
Don't say that.
Yeah, come on.
Steve's got some advanced theory. I think you should save that for Eager to chew on because I like that conversation.
Is it possible in a high total if your opponent has 1st and 5? Should you just interesting. So that, I mean, because basically they could take a deep shot early on.
They do it in end game situations where they just like afford them to down. Vrabel's very known for it. I wonder what the math is on non-high leverage spots.
All right, this is a big spot for me and for a Noah Gray touchdown. That's what we're looking for. They ran Kadarius Toney there again. Let's get Noah in there. The good thing is they've gone down the field without using Kelsey because I got some Kelsey unders. This is great territory, as the chat says. Running again. Interesting. Oh, Pacheco is like, this guy's fighting for yards. So down to the 3. I want to say it's like 4 down territory, but Reed often kicks these field goals if they don't get it. It almost feels like they need to pick up another yard or 2.
What's the odds paying right now for the shuffle pass?
Oh, something like that, like a little shovel pass.
Yeah, inside shovel. This is the zone. But you know what? The Eagles have 2 monsters at D tackle. That may not be the decision to do here.
No. 3rd and goal. Big play. Oh, this is taking a long time. He's got him. Justin Watson. So here's when people don't really understand the greatness of Mahomes. This is one of the plays I would show them. And Justin Watson is wide open. Wide open. But he just buys time and keeps his head up, and he just like feels everything around him.
It's 100% his biggest edge is when he scrambles, man, he always is looking to make the big play.
Yeah. There's another winner for Noops. He's like the first touchdown king, apparently. Do I even know who Noops is? Do you know who Noops is? Should I know who Noops is? Maybe I'm just bad with my recollection of.
I don't know who anyone is. Like, oftentimes.
Oh, I know this guy. Yeah. Noops. I've seen this guy before. He used to do stuff with Andy Molitor all the time. Noops. All right. Congratulations, Noops. I'm happy for you. That guy seems like a good dude. There we go. He really went to the well here with some of the long shots. He went all the tight ends.
This is like guys who do a 5-pack of golf futures, bettors, and say, these are the 5 I'm riding this thing. Yeah. Basically turned it into a 5-to-1, right? 5 to 6 to 1, and gets a little 5-pack of players.
Because you lose, yes. But yeah, whatever. So win is a win, man. Stop being a hater. I
never hate. I mean, one day, maybe Green Bay will start kicking their extra points, and I'll win my Green Bay bets. Until then, I'm gonna just lose by half a point on the over and half point on the cover against the Steelers.
Don't hate the player, G-Stack. Hate the game. It's not Moops. It's Morse. Are you familiar with this reference?
No.
All right. We'll talk to you again next week. Thank you very much, George. That's your G-Stack, George.
What the fuck does that mean? It's Moors. Oh, it's Moors?
It's one of the most popular. It's a Seinfeld reference to the episode with the Bubble Boy. There's a misprint on the Trivial Pursuit card. And the Bubble Boy correctly answers Moors.
Okay. I love Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld.
Okay, we're back. We're back. It's okay.
I love Seinfeld.
And George says, "I'm sorry. The answer is Moops," and they're it's just a classic. It is a classic.
What is your favorite Seinfeld episode, or one of your favorites?
Too hard for me to say. The problem is the ones that have gone like, because there's all sorts of these rankings, right? Like Soup Nazi is considered the greatest episode, but it's probably not. It just became like,
no. It that one scene is, people are overrating that one scene.
Yes, good episode, but like definitely not the best.
I don't rank episodes. I rank moments. And one of my favorite moments is when his parents meet, George's parents meet his fiance's parents for the first time.
Yep.
Who's sleeping with the hen? That whole scene.
Oh my God, George's dad is so funny in that. It's perverse. It's perverse.
Don't ruin it. I like to go in fresh. That's me, man. I don't want to hear nothing about a movie.
Oh my God, that's just such a random scene. Whereas like chicken has, I don't remember exactly what it is, but like who's having sex with the hen?
With the rooster. The rooster has sex with everyone. Well, that's perverse. Oh man.
Oh my God, that's so good. Like there's great moments. Like the Vandalay Industries George laying in his underwear. You're supposed to be my latex salesman. You want to be my latex salesman. The marine biologist episode, I always love the scene of, just the description.
Yeah.
The sea was angry that day, my friends, like an old man trying to return soup at a deli, like the most random stuff. It's just such a great show, man.
I love it.
A special place in my heart. I think it's one of the last episodes, but the Merv Griffin show.
Oh,
where Kramer concocts like the fake set.
Incredible.
It's so good, man.
Or even Kramer telling the story about what was it, the Van Buren boys and how he got holding the salt shaker. That's so much classic shit.
So good, man. I'm due for my 100th week rewatch. Serenity now, Insanity later. That was a Devontae Smith 20-yard catch over the middle there. No, Swift got a little bit of yardage there. Looked like nothing at first. There's just too many. There's too many. Peterman, underrated character. Peterman is the opposite of Thanksgiving turkey. He's like the sweet potatoes. Very underrated, in my opinion. You need him.
What about Kramer and Jerry's dad's negotiation where they get back to the original price on the leg? I'm doing all the leg work. What leg work? There's leg work.
Oh my God, man. There's so many. Kramer taking dog pills for the cold is a great episode. Yeah. Trouble at the old mill. Old mill. My wife was a veterinarian and watched that episode. She had not watched Seinfeld when we were dating, and I watched that with her, and she was having a great laugh at that.
It's one of those shows that you don't have to watch in sequence. You don't even need to catch the beginning of the episode. It just, you get onto it, flicking around on the TV, and you're like, all right, I'm here. They got me.
Mail fraud episode where George is posing for those pictures. There's just like random lines that always get me. But Jerry being interrogated by Newman in that episode always makes me laugh. It's getting hot under these lights, huh, Seinfeld?
What about the jerk store with George Costanza?
This is great, man.
Hey, who cares? You're their number one all-time seller.
It's so good, man. Oh, yeah? Well, I slept with your wife. His wife is in a coma. So good. Man. Sorry for the non-Seinfeld fans in here, but you need to, at some point or another.
Yeah, there's something wrong with your life if you did not grow up watching Seinfeld or enjoy it.
I'm with you. This is a pretty good. I
like the contest. That one's a good one.
Yeah. The opposite. The opposite is when George does the opposite of all of his instincts.
Oh, okay. I thought it was where Jerry's girlfriend looks good in one scene and then.
Oh, yes, that's possible. And there's also it could be the Bizarro World episode too.
I think it is. I think it is where George does everything opposite. Yeah. Or Jerry's even keel and suddenly. Yeah. That's the one where George's luck has gone up and Elaine's, I think, has gone down the tubes.
Dude, the actual though. One of the funniest scenes has to be Kramer eating chicken in Jerry's bed.
Oh,
the Kenny Rogers Roasters episode. Just fucking shaking in Jerry's bed eating chicken.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, man. I'm glad I'm glad a lot of the nails are Seinfeld fans.
Yeah.
I would have had to wrap up this stream if this was just going over everyone's head.
I knew I loved the nails for a reason, you know.
Scene is so good. Oh my God, man. When the lights go out. Oh God.
Remember when Kramer and Newman have to take the risk game onto the subway? Who cares about the Ukraine? And the guy on the subway loses it.
I'm from Ukraine.
Yeah.
There's too many good ones, man. It's honestly, it's brilliant writing. How everything comes together, it's brilliant. The first season's not the greatest, but
I find most pilots, like the first season, even Sopranos, there's so much plot holes in the first season, and it gets obviously better once they discover who they are as characters.
Jerry checking his voice.
Yeah.
Mr. Steinbrenner's here. George's dead. Call me back.
Remember George building the bed under his office and then taking off?
The fucking robot finds the fucking nudie magazines in there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Little male curiosity, eh, Georgie? Steinbrenner is a great kid. David playing Steinbrenner was a great character.
Yes.
Oh, man. All right. Eagles driving here a little bit. They're in KC territory. 2nd and 7 to go. 3 minutes here. Empty calories and male curiosity. Eh, Georgie boy? That's the one. It's such a brilliant concept, man. Yeah. Sleeping under the desk. Fire alarm goes off. Everyone has to crowd under the desk. Hurts looked a little bit more mobile there. Scrambling. There's a flag in the secondaries, though. But that looked like he wasn't running with a pickle in his ass like he has.
This is the first time he looked mobile.
Yeah. Oh, the old illegal use of hands. Automatic first down.
Can I tell you, is there anything more frustrating on 3rd and long when a dumb 5-yard penalty in the secondary gives an entire first down to the team?
Dude, well, I watched Red Zone Live yesterday, but I watched the Cowboys game this morning. The Panthers live to pick up automatic first down penalties on 3rd and 20. That's what they love to do. I don't know what they're doing.
It's crazy.
Brain dead, man. Who else there was another one I was watching yesterday that was you'd figure was a really well-coached team that did it as well. Was it the Vikings Sunday Night Football? I'm trying to remember, but it happens all the time now, George.
Yeah. It's super, super frustrating.
The Eagles are leaning pretty heavily on the run here in the early going. I mean, it hasn't been working all that well. 22 net rushing yards so far. DeAndre Swift, 5 carries, 11 yards, 3.2 average.
I think it's rush carries this was 12 or 11 and a half, or it was really, really good price.
Going to be one of those guys, eh, George?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to pretend I have a ticket on it.
Post a Grey Cup ticket, winning ticket after after it wins.
You know me, my policy on sharing anything that resembles a win, right? But that's just me. I'm in the minority.
Dude, why would I want to share tickets that lose after they lose? The people are like, "Oh, great, congratulations for sharing after it wins." It's okay. I'm not going to share every single bet I make in the history of life.
I'll tell you why it's impressive that you got 10-1 on a 9-team league. It's actually maniacal that you got 10-1 on a 9-team league. It shouldn't be priced like that.
True story, George. This is actually a terrible bet, that one. That bet was placed prior to the season. Yeah. For people that don't know, here's my flex from yesterday. This bet was placed prior to the season. I could have got a better price on Montreal prior to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's how bad of a bet it was.
Yeah, because they overweight the 1 seed who's literally 1 home game away from the Grey Cup. It happened last year with Hamilton too, if you remember. They were 11-1 entering the playoffs, and they didn't win, right? But they got to they played the Argos tight, and they overweight the 1 seed, which is 1 game away from a Grey Cup.
Big time. Oh, this was a weird play. It's going to turn into something big. Oh, wow. Great run from DeAndre Swift, man. That was after that was just the weirdest building play ever. Hurts just stood there waiting to hand off for 3 seconds.
Oh, can I tell you how much I hate the delayed run on especially on like second and long. It infuriates me. There's actually only one thing I hate more is, and I'm gonna call out Matt LaFleur tomorrow on Forward Progress because I'm covering their film review.
Dude, this is a Eagles. I'm not. I gotta listen. I bet the Chiefs. There, I need to see a replay because this looked like the most blatant hold on the right side of the. Like looked like a blatant hold. Oh yeah, come on. Whoever wrapped 21, 13. Who's 13 on the Eagles? Like a little small guy. Zacchaeus, maybe? Wow. They told me the Chiefs get all the calls, George. That's what I was told.
Oh, that's a misnomer. The Chiefs get all the high leverage late calls. That's what they get.
And then the fucking PAT hits the upright and goes in. Thank God it went in, man. The -2.5 was not. I would have been lived. That's bad for the -2.5.
That's the worst. That's the worst part about the extra points. Zacchaeus, he was good to us earlier this year. Rob, you know what I hate a lot, and Matt LaFleur did it yesterday. 4th and 1, he goes play action, and then he throws it into the flat. And I'm just like, when you go play action, you in theory suck the entire defense up. To then throw short, you've now put the defense in a better position to make this tackle. If you're going to do it on 4th and 1, you have to do the Devontae Adams 4th and 1 play action to hit a deep ball. Like to suck them all up and then throw into the flat behind the line of scrimmage is stupidity. I can't understand the thought process behind that.
I don't like it.
Right?
I honestly don't like it at all. Yeah, it's dumb.
Your intended fake brings up it compresses the defense.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing, but I won't lie to you, George.
Yes.
When that ball hit the upright, I got a little bit of PTSD.
Yeah.
But I started to shake, started to think about the Super Bowl last year where I was watching a field goal and I turned to Zach on my right and said, I have a bad feeling this one's going to hit the upright. And then it hit the upright. And just, I can't unlive it.
PTSD is real, eh? Like when you like get reminded of a really bad break. I hate losing a well-placed bet. But you know what I hate more than that is the guy who bet the opposite side getting rewarded for their shit bet. That's what bothers me more than anything.
Dude, there's going to be times, there's always going to be times in betting where you'll win a bet that you didn't deserve to win. You'll lose a bet that you deserve to win. There's nothing worse than the ones who victory lap the ones that didn't deserve to win. But not only do they victory lap it, they're like obnoxious about it. Yeah. Like they saw something. It's like, dude, the team got outgained by 250 yards at like a +5 turnover margin. Congratulations. Move on to next week. Like you did nothing special here, bud.
How about 800 yards of total offense yesterday between the Packers and Chargers?
Yeah.
Combined 14 of 28 on third downs, Rob. Like 50% third. Like these are both astronomical rates. And this fucking game stayed under. And and there's people who victory lap that they got the under. And it just makes me a little sick to my stomach.
I'm not gonna victory lap. But I intentionally never told you that I bet the under at any point during the week.
Here's the thing. You posted a video of your turtle escaping. And how it talked you out of thing. And I'm a guy, if someone shows me a screen, I'm gonna pause it. I have to see the screen. And I sit there and I see Rob showing value on the under. And here's the thing, okay? Because I want to get on my soapbox if you don't mind. This is why I like watching film. Film can tell you the way a team is trending that maybe the data doesn't show. And the film is showing Green Bay's offense has looked better and their defense is really, really starting to fall apart, especially against the run. They can't stop the run anymore. And Detroit's a good example. I finally got to victory lap. I've been screaming about their poor defense for 5 weeks. and I'm talking about how, Trey Palmer's wide open 3 times for touchdowns and Baker can't hit him and they blow out the Bucks, and how, Jimmy G's missing Devontae Adams down the sideline. And I look like a crazy person. I even bring on Ted Wynn, this, a highly respected film guy from The Athletic. And I say to him, this Lions secondary is not good. I'm tired of them leaving guys open and not getting punished for it.
I think you called them a bunch of dusters, if I remember the interview correctly.
Right?
Bunch of dusters.
So now I'm fucking vindicated because Detroit has finally crashed back to landing. And unless you watch film, you're not going to pick that up in data. That was my long-winded way of saying I understand why Green Bay profiled as an under team for the longest time. I happen to think that the profile on them has flipped a little.
Fair enough. I was obviously on the right side.
Congratulations.
I'm obviously on the wrong side of every fucking injury in the history of the NFL, including McCole Hardman right now, who the Chiefs have tweeted is questionable to return with a thumb injury. I mean, it's 7.5 yards, man. 7.5. We got him to 5. I almost want him to get to 7 so I could say I lost by the hook, George. That would have been a lot better. You ever get the people who bet over a half a 3-pointer?
Yeah.
And they finish with 0?
Yeah.
They're like, I lost by the hook.
What about betting a receiver to go over, and on a catch that he goes over, his own face mask negates the play, and then he ends up not going over? Because I know a guy who that happened to yesterday.
Yeah, that was near the goal line. It was left, like on the left edge. Who was that?
Marvin Mims.
Hitman's favorite man in the entire world. Find something to love in your life as much as Hitman loves betting Marvin Mims overs and alternate overs. I'll talk to him about that in the fourth quarter tonight. But yeah, that's you never win by the hook. It's true. No one's ever won by the hook before. People have been losing by the hook for centuries.
It's poker, right? I got tired of everybody. Everybody has always gone out on like set over set, or guy fucking made his river. Like no one's honest. That being said, I think if you're a good player and you mostly get your money in good, by law of averages, you're gonna get done dirty more than you actually do somebody dirty. So it feels like the deck is against you, because when you get your money in good and win, it's expected, right? So whenever it doesn't happen, and if you're constantly getting your money in good, it feels like you get more bad breaks than good breaks for that reason. Maybe not as a percentage, right? But as volume. If you get your money in, 7-8 times a night good, and like 2 times, 3 times bad, by law of averages, it's gonna feel like you got done wrong when it comes against you.
Yeah, this is true. Kanish is a big film guy as well. He does subscribe to Pornhub Premium. It is confirmed. My friend Francesco can confirm. Regards from Canada. We don't talk about this enough, honestly, Brinks. We don't. It's actually ridiculous. We must have had how many games? Let's think about the amount of primetime games we've had. Oh, wow. Great play to trip them up. Is there a penalty here? Man, Jalen Carter just saved the first down for sure. I lost my train of thought. Okay, this year, we're in week 10. I do Monday night and Thursday night every week. I probably have, I don't know, on average, 7 player props a week. So we've had 70 or so. I've probably had 10 players get injured of those 70. 14% clip. Seems a little high.
This is why Fez always preaches player unders, like season-long stuff.
Yeah.
Because the injury is just an absolute huge edge for you, right? There's no opportunity for someone to gain games based on the season-long projection, but there's opportunities for them to lose games.
That's true. I didn't ask for when I got my Tim Hortons. I didn't put a note to make sure there was no old-fashioned plain Timbits, but they came through in the clutch. This is a good spread here.
Oh yeah. I tell you what, the best one in that. There's two. Like I like the brown apple Dutch tasting one. I can't remember.
The
And I like
Dutch oven.
the one that tastes like a little bit like it melts in your mouth, like it collapses on your tongue.
I don't know which one that is.
It's like the French cruller of Timbits. You know, it's airy, right? It just crushes under pressure.
There's obviously the chocolate ones.
It's the honey cruller one.
Yeah, it's
the honey cruller.
Zach knows, man.
The sour cream ones are good.
Zola's trying to make me look like a crazy person.
No, I don't know which ones
I
melt in your mouth. I'm not sucking on these Timbits. I bite them. I don't know what would melt in your mouth.
No. I knew exactly what George was saying as soon as he said it. Yeah, those ones do melt in your mouth.
Rob, sorry that you guys are sucking back on Timbits while I'm chewing them like a normal human.
Rob, Fezzik has left us, and I'm on texting terms with him. I don't know if you know this, so I am going to
texting or sexting. I need to clarify.
Well, you know, he sends me like winning tickets, so that's technically a form of like sexting. But
is this a form of a reverse mush right here? Do you think is Fez reverse mushing his play?
No, he's actively managing his position.
Good point. Good point.
No, I'm on texting terms with Fez. I'm gonna say, listen, if you can spend a quarter in here texting with us, you can spend a quarter on camera. Let's do it. Let's break the internet. Because Pizza Man and Fezzik break the internet.
We could. I mean, I heard. I'm just relaying facts here, people. Fezzik's gone now. He signed off. I'm not here to throw the guy under the bus. But from what I understand, our director of content, Alex Moretto, today once again tried to do his job. I'm always on his case every week. Like, Alex, you got to do your job, man. Do your job. I have the same shit guests every week. G-Stack, Feinberg, Eager. Do your job. Get me someone of notoriety. And he said, you know what, Rob? I'm going to get you Fez. And what I heard was Fez turned him down. Said thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, the problem is, Rob, you're setting in the wrong closer, you know? You need someone who speaks Fez's language, someone who can sit with him and sell him on the idea. If I can sell Fez on the idea, I want a bonus here, okay?
We don't pay you anything. What's the bonus? What's a bonus on top of $0?
A second Pinnacle hoodie.
We can get you another Pinnacle hoodie. Yes, sure. I will talk to the good people at Pinnacle and say G-Stack needs another hoodie.
Consider it done. I'm going to say, Fezzy baby, it's big dog G-Stack over here. Need you on the Thursday. No, this Thursday's Thanksgiving. We need you next Monday. Chicago, Minnesota. Huge game. We need you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, again, it's about getting the right people. That's not to say Fezzik's a bad person, but is he a good watch-along character? I don't know. If I'm showing Fez my pack of Timbits here, is he going to react to that? Is he going to say, let's get back to the game? Let's break down the numbers? I don't know. But we have to try at some point. Martin.
All you got to do is just pull his string and say, Steve, what's a Dumbo move that happens all too often? You do that, Rob, and you got 3/4 worth of content right there.
Yeah, Dumbo move. What is blue horseshoe like? You know, there's a lot.
What do you do? Word association with Kanish? You know, ask him about Kanish and good to go.
You know, so all Fez wanted to do was discuss Steelers yes, no playoffs. God, that would be painful. Jesus Christ, man. That team catches every break. The Lord MCD, Lord McD, are Rob and Fezzik boys, and it's all banter. Everything I'd ever heard in my life about Steve Fezzik was bad prior to interacting with him on a human level. That's because lots of people just don't like people that sell picks. If you're a tout, as Seth Byrne once said, once a goat blower, always a goat blower. And there's certain people out there that Hurts picked.
I think you guys got a bromance.
Oh my God. Eagles got it back. AJ Brown got it back. Wow. Are they going to say he was down by contact? I don't know what happened here.
Forward progress, probably. No. Yeah, forward progress.
Yeah. Or he was touched down when he caught the ball, right? So Snead is honestly,
Ooh, I don't even think he caught that.
I think he did.
That angle, there's no telling, but
I think he did. Now, are they going to say that he's
no, that's not a catch. That's very hard to.
wow?
Because there's nothing underneath, right? There's nothing.
Well, George, I'll let you know.
Yes.
The poll's been up for 35 minutes, and 48% of forward progress viewers, 10% of which have probably murdered someone in life, if we've established this before, at least committed a very bad act in life, punishable by the law, court of law. 48% believe that prime roast is the better holiday meat.
100%.
Where I'm going to have to call an end to this stream right now is that glazed ham is trailing turkey. And I can't do this, man. I take the time out of my night to sit in my computer chair. I could be in my basement on my very comfortable couch, 120-inch projection screen, in my undies, watching the game. And I'm here, and you people are going to disrespect me by saying that turkey is better than a glazed ham. This is the respect I get. Even if you don't agree with me, at least vote my way so that I don't lose my shit like this. Come on, man. Turkey. Oh,
I think ham could beat turkey in a one-on-one poll. Problem is, you're either a turkey guy or you're not. And if you're not, you will prefer prime over ham. I think that's what ham's got. It's Ross Perot, George Bush,
yeah.
Bill Clinton. Ham's it's the third vote. You're splintering the vote up, the non-turkey guys and the turkey guys.
You're right. The turkey, the glazed ham and prime rib should have joined forces prior to the election. They should have.
All should have been turkey or anything but turkey.
Yes. Glazed ham would have said, "I'm pulling out, people, and I'm back in prime rib here," and then it would have been a different story. But here we go. Alvaro says pigs have disease. We all have disease, man. We all have disease. I'm losing my hair. I have the disease of hair loss.
Me too.
George has something going on with his lip today.
Yeah.
He put some Abreva on that or something.
That's remnants from that night out with the Greek soccer team.
Oh, God.
That was my souvenir.
We all got disease, people. It's not just the pigs.
I don't know if you can tell. I have bottom lips are all cracked too. So I have two modes, Rob. I need chapstick. I'm like one of those guys. My lips instantly get dry in the winter, right? My face does too. Like I have a baby face, but it peels like crazy in the winter. The winter has just a bad effect on me. But I never remember to get chapstick until after the first time my lips get cracked up. You're gonna see the middle of my lips, the bottom lips are gonna split soon too. I now have chapstick in my possession, but the damage is already done.
It's tough, man. That first day in Vegas for me is always like the chapped lip special.
Yeah.
They did show a replay, and AJ Brown did touch down the defender by contact there.
Oh, got it.
So it was his ankle, like their ankles rubbed.
Yeah, that's Chiefs getting another call.
Yep. I mean, their ankles did rub. Blue Horseshoe loves turkey. Spatchcock minus 169 versus ham in a neutral kitchen.
Abnormally Dist asked us to rank our side toppings on Twitter. Like, I don't like what are the sides here? What are we going with, Rob?
Like Thanksgiving sides?
Yeah, I think anything. Like, let's go sides, holiday. It doesn't have to be just Thanksgiving.
Okay. Well, like it's I think like there's so many fixins that are important. Like what I like about Thanksgiving is to be able to put a bunch of shit
Mm,
on a plate and
mm,
eat it all together at once.
yeah.
Like I don't want to leave stuff out. Like I like carrots on Thanksgiving and Brussels sprouts and mashed potatoes and just like loading up a plate, mixing it all together. That to me is so like I can obviously rank them. Some are better than others.
I have a question before you do. When you eat, are you the type of guy who wants to get like a bite of everything, a little bit of everything? Or do you power rank it and eat the worst stuff first and leave your favorite stuff to the end? Because I do. Like, I'm like, I won't take a bite out of my burger until the last fry is gone. Some people like to mix bites and everything like
Oh.
that. I like to build up. I try a little bit of everything just to get the palate going, but I dust off the stuff I really don't like first, and I build in anticipation.
I'll say this, like I've never put any thought into it whatsoever.
Oh, come on, come on.
I quite literally
No,
I
you're making me sound like a crazy person now.
well you are. We've established that long ago.
All right,
With the prior to this stream,
I
we've
need a poll.
established.
I need a poll. Mix
All right,
up.
here we go. Here we go. I'm leaving it if it's not there. Love it. I'm sorry, I'm leaving if it's not there. So
All
that's
right.
love it. It's okay. I'm good. Won't even look at it. Okay. I love cornbread, man.
Oh,
Like
me too.
if there
Oh
if
yeah,
there's no cornbread,
100%.
I'm turning out and getting the fuck out of there. Turkey,
Oh,
I'm good.
I love mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I love mashed potatoes, man. Mashed potatoes are
nice buttery mashed potatoes, a little gravy. Come on.
dude, what the fuck is a green jello salad? Well, I won't even look at a green jello salad or a red jello salad. What the fuck are these?
I don't even want fucking Jello. Like,
Yeah,
get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. We're eating dinner here. Fuck
Yeah.
your Jello.
no, this isn't like all you can eat buffet at the Mandarin where the dessert options are jello. The dessert options here are apple pie and good stuff.
I'm a
Mahomes getting chased. Man, Mahomes is so good, man. I cannot accept the Mahomes slander. There's way too many things to rank here. Way too many things.
yeah.
What is that? Brownies, gravy. Gravy's a staple.
Where are you falling mac and cheese here?
I like mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I would put it in like the love it category, but
Because like if I could only pick mash or mac, mash would definitely like even I love scalloped potatoes and roast potatoes, but if I had to only pick one dominant second side, mash would probably be the top choice, but those are still very good.
stuffing. It depends on the stuffing.
I hate stuffing. I think stuffing's overrated, but that's just me.
It depends on the stuffing. I had some really bad stuffings before. I've been stuffed in a bad way. I know what that sounds like, people. Maybe intentionally, maybe not. But I've been stuffed in a bad way. It really depends. See, the gravy shouldn't make the stuffing. The stuffing should be able to stand alone.
Yeah,
Separate,
we're talking about
independent.
standalone here. Yeah, like gravy.
It's like when people are like, "Oh, the gravy makes the turkey." It's like, yeah, I could just put gravy on anything. Then it's the gravy.
Gravy can't be like the assist for every bad dish that has to prop up. It's like everyone who uses bacon on everything to prop it up. Bacon's doing all the heavy lifting.
Dude, what the fuck is compost for real? Why is there compost on this list?
Steak's gotta be. I'm a steak guy. I like all day. I think beef.
Okay,
The cow is the best form of meat ever.
so but are you gonna leave like a Thanksgiving dinner if there's not steak there?
No.
So like you'd love it. You would put it on the love it list. That's
Yeah, for sure.
man. This is where do you rank in the pies? G Stack and poontang is not a pie that's on the list. It's apple, pecan, pumpkin.
Rob, I'm a boring guy. Give me, missionary. Give me apple pie with a little vanilla ice cream. Just give me the basics.
Yeah, I love pecan pie, man.
Pecan is you can't overindulge though. In pecan, like you get one thin slice, otherwise it's too much of a good thing.
Mahomes threw a pick in the end zone. That's the end of Thanksgiving for everyone. Mahomes ruined Thanksgiving. Thank you, Patty. Kevin Byard, huh? That was a good trade.
Who was he throwing to on that? Who was he targeting?
Watson again. Watson's the guy that's getting the target.
Watson's one of those weird. He's the Sutton, right? Like he's not gonna get a lot of yards, but goddamn, he's such a good touchdown target.
All right, what's this one? This one here.
So that I like that. I think it's called a Dutch Zack
Dutch rudder.
It's glazed though, right? It's the Dutch glaze, I think it's called. Or
Zach, can you check if this is called the Dutch rudder? I believe it's called the Dutch rudder.
Let's pull up the Timbits flavors. That's a good idea.
You could tell this one was from this morning.
Yeah, that's the old-fashioned glaze, Rob. Or no, that's the sour cream glaze, I believe. That's what I believe. You know what I like about it, Rob? The aftertaste is even better than the initial bite. It gets better with every chew. That's when you know you have a good donut, right? Or a good pastries when it gets better on like the 5th and 6th. So it's like a classic album, right? Or a classic movie. If it keeps getting better on every chew or watch, now you got a really good Timbit.
What's the one with the sprinkles on it? I'm not a big fan of the sprinkles generally.
I never like sprinkles. I think it's the birthday cake. Yeah,
birthday cake.
Yeah, sour cream glaze. That's the one you got. That's the 100%. It's that or the cruller one. Those are the two goats.
Not bad birthday cake. This honey dip one though, I'm about to eat. I'm a big fan of the honey dip. Two for two so far. 2 for 2. The coffee might not be very good. I'm not a big fan of the coffee.
Stonked Up says George speaks way more enthusiastically about food than sports. Well, just fucking look at me, Stonks. I've been known to enjoy a meal or two,
Stonked Up. Fuck.
It's like breakfast, Rob. Second breakfast is better than first breakfast.
Guy cuts deep, man. Stonked Up he's out for blood today. And I'll finish up with like the I'm a big fan of chocolate in life, but the chocolate Timbits don't do it for me.
Can I tell you, you get the ice cream, vanilla, strawberry, what do they call it? Napoleon Nepotilin or whatever the fuck they call it. The chocolate, strawberry, vanilla.
Okay.
Neapolitan. Chocolate goes last. That's the last thing I touch. I love vanilla and strawberry. Chocolate's too chocolatey. I can't explain it.
Yeah. It's more serial killer talk from George there.
I'm just saying,
who doesn't like chocolate.
I'm like unappeasable. Like if this was 15 years ago, and someone needed a roommate, they'd love me because they get all the chocolate and I get the vanilla and strawberry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if we went out on a date, George, I'll give you the vanilla and strawberry and I'll take the chocolate for myself.
There we go.
We make a good pair, man. If we ever need to do it for tax purposes, I'm your guy, all right?
I thought you were going to say for content purposes.
Well, if we ever need, that too. But if you ever need common law or anything like that for tax purposes, whatever, I'll tell the wife where to go. I actually sent her to Germany this week.
What's the power rankings on like importance for a better? Is it, betting partners, good injury information, good accountant? How do you rank the three? Because they're all very important.
They all matter, man. They all matter. Hard to differentiate. I'm just really rattled by this guy. Packers logo comes in, says glazed ham is disgusting. I don't normally put people in 5-minute timeouts. All right. He likes the Maple Leafs, though.
He saved himself. That's a fucking...
Wow. He was about to get hit with a 5-minute timeout there, man. He was about to get hit with a 5-minute timeout. Totally redeemed himself.
Rob, what was that show? Rob Deerdick and Big Black.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
Oh, I thought you were talking about ridiculousness.
No, yeah, no, but Rob and Big, they had a little reality show.
Yeah, I don't. That's not my thing.
I'm
The
just
only
saying.
reality show I watched was
I'm saying
Dave Chappelle's Mad Real World.
we could have a reality show, Rob. It could work.
I guess. I need time. Time is what I really need as Hurts gets dropped. Defenses are playing well. Chris Jones playing well. Arrowhead's going nuts.
You know, I'm gonna give
Robin Big right there.
Yeah, I think. What? It's perfect. It's a perfect fit.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if we want to replicate something that's already been done.
Rob, I am gonna text Fez and give him shit for buying the over at the top of the market after 2 back-to-back touchdowns. The man went out and bet the over after seeing both touchdowns. It's like top of the market.
Yeah, that's. I mean, oh wow, what a return! Wow, guy broke like 17 tackles. Kadarius Toney there. There aren't even that many players on the field.
Do you know his nickname?
Kadarius Toney?
Yeah,
I do not.
the human joystick.
Yeah.
Fun fact that I'm going to use to whoop Jeff Feinberg's ass in a couple of weeks.
I feel like I heard that for someone else before, which I did. The human joystick was also Dante Hall. You know who else was the human joystick? Isaiah McKenzie. We can't just reuse nicknames.
Listen, I didn't fucking name him. Okay, you take it up with whoever named this guy that.
Well, he obviously just stole let's come up with a new nickname for Kadarius Toney. Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT. Give Kadarius Toney a nickname. Certainly. How about K Tizzle?
No, it's not working for me. You gotta have accomplished more to have a name like that. You need to have the sauce, and Tony just doesn't have the sauce.
K Tizzle is pretty good, no? It adds a fun and catchy twist to his name.
I just think you need to earn a nickname like K Twizzle. I don't think he's earned that.
Okay. Second recommendation is the KT Express. It combines his initials with the idea of speed and explosiveness on the field. ChatGPT coming in hot here. The KT Express. I'll give one more option.
I like Ben Taylor's. I think Ben wins. That's the one I'd go with.
Ben Taylor.
Hands of Stone.
Oh, it's pretty good. Man.
Oh, shit.
Dude, how is this not offside on 94? Has to be. It definitely is. And then are they going to call PI down the field or no? No, they didn't call a PI on Kelsey. They just called the offside.
I like this Jobu guy. I think we need to get him on as a fucking guest on the watch along.
I don't want to get canceled. That's the only reason. I could bring his comments up. Dude, guy hit Kelsey like at least a second before the ball came. Grabbed his arm. Chiefs get all the calls. It's what they told me. That's what they tell me. That's what they tell me.
Why? He's looking back. That's barely contact.
It's all right. We got the first down. You notice when I bet on a team, it's a we situation. They're now, they do things. I say we did it, like as if I contributed in some way to them getting the first down.
I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Man, I just hit another. I talked about this on Circles Off last week. Not a basketball bettor at all. I've been tuning into our own basketball content, which I should do as the CEO of the Hammer. I just bet the stuff that Pips has been sending out every day, and those guys are literally winning every single day.
He is on fire.
Man, like, it's absurd now. It's absurd. Wow, Mahomes, man. Mahomes, my God. Hardman back. Hardman is back. We have seen Hardman return. Yeah, Pip's a good dude. Just got my
Can I say a story about MILF Hunter?
no, we can't. We're gonna run out of time here. No. Go ahead.
I was on a stream that wasn't on the Hammer recently, and I see.
Wait. Did you run that by my desk for approval?
Yeah. All I know is MILF Hunter was in the comments and he said George took a wrong turn into work today, and I nearly lost it on air.
Oh man. Some of that birthday cake Timbit almost came up there.
Oh
man.
Fantastic. I really appreciated the comment.
Yeah. Who's Pips? Zach, while we have a chance here, bring up the board on screen so that people that don't know can know. He's I call Pips the Croatian sensation. That's what I've termed him. The board on YouTube. Check it out. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. But Pips is on daily with Jacob. Looks like Hit the Book CFB there doesn't pay for YouTube Premium, so they have to watch the ads just like everyone else. Oh man.
Over under 50.5% of people wash their hands before Thanksgiving dinner.
Can I put out a max bet on the under? Max bet.
What's the context though of like, is it just your hands have been clean for most of the part and then it's like, oh, it's dinner, wash your hands before you eat? Is that a thing?
People don't fucking wash their hands before dinner. They don't. It's like Pip says. The amount of people that do, 2 at every dinner party. 2. 3 maybe.
Were you you remember during COVID when you were bringing groceries home, were you wiping down the groceries? Were you
my wife was very like, we almost got divorced during COVID.
Yeah.
I would bring the stuff inside. She'd be like, Are you crazy? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking? She's like, oh, we leave these in the garage. I got to wipe them down. They got to stay in the garage for 3 days. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just bought milk so I can put milk in my coffee. I'm not going to leave it in the garage for 3 days.
You know what I don't understand? There's like 2 levels of like, okay, clean yourself. You're very, very like your hands are dirty. Like you've got something on them. And then there's like germaphobes is like the other extreme. And it's like, no, you can build up a little fucking tolerance, Some people I know will grab like a juice out of the fridge and always wipe it down because you don't know what was in like the fridge. And it's like, fuck off. Twist a bottle, drink it.
That's insane behavior.
Yeah.
Insane behavior.
Crazy people.
Now, I will say, I've painted my wife in a bad picture here, in a bad light. I'm diabetic. She cares for me. She would say, like, you're at higher risk than everyone else. Remember, we had no idea what COVID was in the early going. So,
The first, everyone gets a pass for the first 2 months. The unknown aspect of it.
Yeah, never wiped shit down. We're in Florida. COVID didn't exist. I'm gonna get flagged for like misinformation now.
Oh yeah.
COVID did exist in Florida, people. COVID, it was there. Still is there. It exists. It may not be as strong as people once thought, but we're not going to deny its existence and risk forward progress getting shut down. Can't do that. Can't do it. Can't win with them. Can't do it.
Abnormally distributed brings up a really good point. There's 200 watching, but only 113 likes. And you know what? I'm not getting off the fucking stream unless we get to at least 130. Otherwise, I'm going to go on a second half soliloquy on how the Dolphins are the best team in football. If you guys don't get the like count up.
We want the likes. You're giving them a situation where they're not going to like it.
Well, if they don't get up to 130, I'm not leaving the stream. I am going to hijack the stream and talk about the Dolphins for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think people actually want you to stay and talk. This is what I'm saying. I know it's weird because I certainly wouldn't want that to continue and that to happen.
It's the scumbag.
I got better guests to get to, but yeah, I don't want that to happen. But you got to give people a reason to like. Like, for example, if we got to 200 likes, you take, that, what is it? Who's a Dan Marino? I can't see who's behind you there on the wall.
Yeah.
Dan Marino? Yeah, you just take that and you'll smash it over your head at 200 likes. Like, that's the type of stuff we need to be doing to get likes. So if we do get to 200, is that Kelsey? It's all right. We'll take the small yardage. Kelsey's in the end zone, George. Kelsey's in the end zone, which completes nothing for me. 0, other than getting KC back out in front. But you heard the man, 200 likes, and he'll smash his own Dan Marino poster over his own head. You heard him.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. What else could we have? What else could we do for likes? I don't want to do things that I'm going to regret, though.
No. You got to pick the right incentive. I mean, if that's the right incentive, there's something sick and disgusting.
Listen, to each their own. I don't know what other people's sexual preferences are. They want to see you in a G-string, George.
Rob,
to each their own. I will drop out for 5 minutes and then I'll come back.
If they get us to 200 likes, the next time on Watch Along, I am going to bring the clapper in for a cameo appearance.
The clapper.
200 likes, gentlemen and ladies. 200 likes and I'll bring the clapper in next stream.
Oh man. Got distracted by a text message there. Turned out to be related to George's lip. Someone asked me what's going on.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, all right. I've gotten through 6 of the 10 Timbits. Starting to not feel well, but I'm not going to leave 4. That's just insane behavior. Insane behavior. You've been to Zorro's by the airport?
No.
Steakhouse or something? No. Never heard of it?
No.
I got to go for a function next week. I never heard of this place.
There's a really good one out west, Harry's, which happens to be the same owners that own the one downtown, Barbarians.
Yeah, Barbarians is solid.
Yeah.
My preferences are Harbor 60.
Yeah.
Or Jacobs. I used to go to Jacobs when I worked at the Score pretty regularly, and I used to see Edwin Encarnacion there all the time. Dinner for one, steak, and a glass of red wine. Fuck. Never a side.
That's the dream, man.
The dream.
I've always wanted to own a steakhouse just so that I can have fucking dinner, like feather in the cap type thing.
200 likes and George pounds a pint of melted butter. We don't want to kill the guy, man. Come on. I hear good things about Zorro's. Zorro's is good. All right. Yeah, Zorro's. I'm gonna check it out. I'll give you the down low. I'll give you the verdict.
Rob, okay, I'm gonna tell you a story about being a crazy person. I'm the type of guy, like if I'm watching football and like things are going bad, I gotta change the volume, right? I gotta change the volume. Something's gotta change in the atmosphere to flip the momentum. And then once things are going good, everything has to stay the same.
Yep.
And if you remember the Colts versus Bears Super Bowl, the Colts were like laying 8.5, but the Bears opening. So we're in a hole. I got to cover 8.5, and we're in a fucking 7-point hole right away. So have a big feast. And myself and my 2 cousins, you ever get to the point where it's like the last bite and everybody all of a sudden is too full to eat? Like everybody's so fucking, I couldn't have another bite. You ever had that?
I've had that.
Yeah, right. We're all trying to be gentlemen. There's one fucking meatball that's sitting there. One meatball, right? The second half, things start going well. Colts get that big pick. Out of the corner of my eye, don't I see my cousin reaching for this fucking meatball, and I just lose it on him. Like I said, you haven't been hungry for this meatball the entire second half, and now when the game is on the line, You fucking want to eat this fucking meatball? Froze up, didn't eat the meatball. And the Colts won. I think I controlled that situation.
Seems like you were overly angry for one meatball, though. It's a lot of F-bombs in for a single meatball.
Well, first of all, I was going to eat it, but
yeah.
I couldn't.
No, I got that.
I couldn't change up the atmosphere. So on top of him wanting to eat my meatball.
Yeah. These were back in the days like when you were doing rap battles and yelling at people all the time.
Yeah.
Right? This makes a lot of sense. I've seen some of those rap battles. Fuck, man.
I had a different
scary dude. I wouldn't cross you back in the day, man.
I
don't want to get
temperament.
Pop, 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 pop. I don't want that to happen to me from you, George.
Now I'm like all calm. I'm like the guy after, like realization, that was my youthful days. Now I'm all calm and collected.
Serenity now.
Insanity later.
That's what
I can't believe Hurts picked up that fumble, man. That was pretty crazy that he was able to pick that up.
Nothing's like James Cook fucking bouncing the ball like a basketball on his way to a 50-yard run, if you remember.
Oh, I do remember that. Dude, this Chiefs defense
is good.
I mean, I know like a lot of people were not really willing to give them enough credit yet because of schedule and whatever.
After the Miami game I was in, I'm like, I even said it on that stream. I said, you shut down Miami's offense, I will buy that you're good. And they did, and I'm like, all right, this is a really, really good defense.
Yeah.
Not that I thought it was bad. I just didn't think it was like a top 7-8 defense. It is now.
Yeah, the Miami game, I think, is a good barometer. You shut down a top 12 offense, Miami be borderline, 10 to 12 range. I think that's definitely...
We're playing like that right now. The scary thing is our defense, Rob, that was so maligned for some reason. As if like nobody could read off the fucking 9 Pro Bowl talent level players we had.
Yeah. Well,
that defense is playing out of its mind right now. And if we can get that early offense, big problems.
I hear you, man.
We will do some damage.
Nice return for the KT Express right there. Nice little return. 16 yards. Remember when? Well, you know what? I'm not going to be that guy. I'll wait till the end of the game for it to be a final score. I don't like the people that tweet stuff like immediately, like Kanish tweeting on the weekend about how Maryland is dead and whatever.
Oh yeah. Blue horseshoe.
Yeah. I don't want to be that guy. But ever since Fezzik proclaimed Eagles minus 115, good bet. It's gone real downhill for the Eagles. Real downhill. Oh man, those Timbits are hitting me hard now.
Yeah. Too many. We're too old for this shit. Rob, like, depending on what you eat, it could fucking really hurt your health for a day or two. It's like not long term. I'm talking about short term.
I got to record Circles Off tomorrow too, and it's got to drive downtown. It's an ordeal. Wake up.
I've got to do a show with Sharp Clark tomorrow.
Yeah,
and his request for film review is the Giants and Commanders because he wants to give me PTSD. For the team that blew me out of Circa Survivor. He wants to tell me why a 6 turnover differential is something that I could have fucking predicted before the game. That's what he wants to tell me.
I'd like to see you guys review Simon Hunter reviewing games.
I don't watch film like that. I don't sit there and say, hey, let me break down this beautiful scheme. And I don't want to pretend like I'm Benjamin Solak or anybody like that. I like to watch for stuff that doesn't show up in the stats. Otherwise, I could just pull data and have the same information that everybody else does. I want to know why when the Lions data is lying about how good their defense is. That's the small stuff that I want to know. I want to know when a blown penalty changes the nature of a game.
Wow, man. Wow. My homie, my guy, Good play. Good play. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, George, but I still think it might be quality content one day. I'm just laughing, thinking in my head about some of the film study stuff I've seen. It's too good, man.
There's a guy who's proclaiming there's some quarterbacks that are elite that are not, and
yes,
that I'd like to bring him on as a guest and like show me what the fuck you're seeing. Like, let me borrow your eyes for a second.
I would love to hear that interview because he's obviously seeing something. We're referring to Joe A, right? Joe A? Yeah. He loves Sam Howell. He loves Baker Mayfield. Hates Patrick Mahomes. I want to know how someone can get to that.
Do you want me to do that? You want me to get him on 90 degrees and find out how he ticks and what he sees differently than everyone?
If it's done in like a kosher, you're going to take the brunt of doing that interview. It won't be me.
I'm not. Listen, I don't ever bring anybody on to attack. If I didn't respect someone enough to like, or at least if I wasn't curious enough about their process, I'm not going to bring somebody on to ambush them. That's not my style.
Was that McKinnon? Where do we get to there? That was McKinnon. Fuck. It's up to 8 yards. 8 yards. Well, we're going to get a field goal attempt. See, Chosen says there's no way he's serious, but he is dead serious. 100% absolutely dead serious. And he probably does think turkey's better than glazed ham.
Oh, then I can't trust that. No way. That's my prerequisite. Joe, I'd love to have you on as a guest, talk about your process. Just have to ask you a question before I can confirm you as a guest.
What is your opinion on turkey?
Yeah.
What is your opinion on turkey? For those of you in this live stream right now, watching this field goal go through 17-7 at the half, if you do enjoy turkey, make sure you smash that like button down below. And for those of you out there that don't enjoy turkey, also make sure you smash that like button down below. Whether you love turkey or you hate it, I want you to smash that like. G-Stack, great first half. You're welcome to stick around. It's up to you, but I think you got other stuff to do, no?
Yeah, I've got other stuff to do for sure. Thank you so much for having me, to the nails and the scumbags. Thank you for all your wonderful comments. You cheered me up. You made me feel better. Hope you enjoy the rest of the game. And Rob, hope you get your bet home tonight.
Thank you very much. And just a reminder for everyone, George back here on Forward Progress, 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And he has said that if this stream reaches 200 likes, he'll take that Dan Marino picture tomorrow and smash it over his head live on stream, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So get him there. G-Stack. Have a good one. G-Stack George. Halftime here. And just taking a look at that first half, the Eagles had 78 total net yards, 3.4 yards per play. Like, that just doesn't happen to the Eagles, man. It doesn't. They had a miserable game against the Jets earlier in the year. What week would that have been? I think it was week 6. And that's a game they turned the ball over 4 times. They had 5 yards per play in that game. Like, we're at a level that we haven't seen in a long time coming out of the break. Be very interested to see what the second half line is here. But right now, the Chiefs look the real deal. They look the real deal. Reminder, in the second half, we'll be joined by Eric Eager. We will be joined by Hitman in the fourth quarter. Hitman says he got a ticket to show everyone in the fourth quarter. I have no idea what it's going to be. When are we going to get that Rob Pizzola guy on edge work? I don't know, Josh. I don't know. It won't be before the football season is done. I just can't commit to it. I was doing Fridays last year, but I got a lot going on. And when I was doing it last year as well, I wasn't running the company at the same time. So it's a little bit challenging. I'll do what I can. But honestly, the guys that are on there are very good. And that's backed up in the record that is on the Bet Stamp Edgework account. So if you want hockey stuff, 3.1% ROI. These are all game day bets, by the way. This isn't overnights, nothing like that. This is 3.1%, 10:30 every morning, full limits. Yes, at some recreational books, but that's the number for a year. All right. Tired of betting the Sharks with Matt Russell. One day I will show my circa ticket, $2,000 season point total over on the San Jose Sharks. It is a real ticket. It exists. I bet it. Not even the worst bet I've ever made in my life. Not even the worst bet I've ever made in my life. But it is a bet that I have made. Second half in this game, as we're waiting for the market to come out here. Eagles probably small favorites, right? Who started with the ball? Chiefs got the ball and they went 3 and out. Pretty sure. Chiefs +3. Yeah. Tough one overall. I'm trying to think of any sort of props that I want to attack. There haven't been any like major injuries in the first half here where you can say like in play, this person is good on the over. Julio definitely not getting the amount of run that Nick Sirianni said he would get. Surprise, surprise. Welcome to the NFL and betting the NFL. So much of this stuff is smoke screens nowadays, but the Eagles didn't suffer any significant injuries in the first half. For the Kansas City Chiefs, Hardman came back into the game. Nothing else there. So it's not like there's like a good live market to attack altogether. Eagles +7.5 full game. This is interesting because the Chiefs have done this a lot before. If you remember a couple years ago, I know it's not the same team. They have a better defense now, but they did play really soft late in games when they were leading, and they were always guilty of not being able to cover big spreads. This is not a big spread, but I'm kind of inclined to to agree with that in some capacity. I'm with you on that. But overall, there's no live snap data that I can see right now. I did see him out there on at least a few occasions, but yeah, just not great overall. Really going to be hoping that we can get another McKinnon catch, another Hardman catch. One for each of those guys should be in the range of being able to put them over on their total. Keep Kelsey down. He's at 11 yards right now at the half, which is great. And then maybe if the Chiefs get up by a little bit more, the Eagles go more 3 and 4 wide receiver sets with Julio Jones in there as well. 14 of 24 snaps, Dane. Thank you. And abnormally dissed as well. Thank you. So he's out there. He's just old. And he's just Julio. He's just an old man. Watching the highlights from yesterday. Browns Steelers, wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That game was hepatitis B, basically. Deep dive is on 22.5. What do you think? So, typically speaking, in games where the yards per play and success rates are this low, you would not see a total that high. I don't necessarily disagree. The only problem is that these Eagles especially will try to open it up if they're down by this much. Will it work? I don't know. But you're going to get more downfield shots in the second half here. Little bit scary. I could not play the over at that number. Definitely under or nothing. Definitely under or nothing in that. DeVito, my guy. Took me home to the promised land. Grey Cup highlights, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, man. It's been a first half. I know our next guest is probably pretty happy about that first half. Maybe may have indulged in some gummies. Maybe not. Who knows? It's the doctor, Eric Eager. How's it going, my friend?
Things are going well. That was a nice first half for the Chiefs. It could have been better if it wasn't for the Mahomes interception. It's kind of amazing they're doing all this. By the way, they're playing the Alouettes Blue Bombers highlights on ESPN right now.
That's what I was just watching in front of me. It's just reliving the moment that I didn't watch in real time. I couldn't bear to watch.
The fact that you got that thing to the window, even though, like, for example, if you took Montreal first half, they like didn't cover because they got stuffed at the goal line, is pretty crazy. Isn't it nuts what the Chiefs are doing with Justin Watson at wide receiver 1?
You know, people give you a lot of shit when you say that this is like the best iteration of the Chiefs because they're fixated on the wide receiving core, right? And you look down the wide receiving core and it's, Rashee Rice, Valdez-Scantling, Justin Watson, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, McCole Hardman. Like it's awful. It is awful, but like they figure out ways to make it work consistently enough. And now that they have the defense to go with it, it's honestly just a little bit scary. And I know it's only one half of football, but it didn't feel at all like the Chiefs even played a good half there. Like they're up 10. Feels very comfortable for them at the moment. And we have not seen anything from the Eagles offense whatsoever.
Well, it's honestly, and I hope that he kind of like learned from his time in St. Louis because it was kind of a joke, but like Steve Spagnuolo is terrific. Yeah. I mean, the last the Super Bowl game they had, and everybody they were talking about this on the broadcast, but like the fact that they got Snead and McDuffie and like one's big, one's small, they both can play inside, outside is like such a tremendous edge for this defense. Because like 2 years ago, Snead had to kind of do everything. And when he got injured or wasn't effective, they just like couldn't play. And now it's like, today they have Snead on the outside, who he's normally the slot. McDuffie's inside, and McDuffie's doing all the blitzing. And did you notice, Rob, on the interception, McDuffie like pulled up?
Yep.
And like it was so strange. Like he got there so quickly. And I think that the fact that like 2 years ago, if Nick Bolton was missing a month, the Chiefs defense would have been sunk. And now they just have so much depth, and everything they got from the Tyreek Hill trade is basically hit for them on defense. So it is kind of scary. And honestly, it's like so weird to watch Mahomes like blow a red zone chance and for the defense just to like force 3 and out in the next possession. It's like, it's kind of insane.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back to like Eagles games this year. And the one that stands out to me, and I mentioned this earlier, that they struggled offensively was the Jets game where they had, the 4 turnovers. But even in that game, they had pretty good success rates. Yards per play was like 5 yards per play. They have like, they're being held to 3.4 yards per play. It doesn't even look like a semblance of an offense. And it's one of the best offenses in the league. This is a couple weeks removed after shutting down the Dolphins offense. Like it's so, if I searched my Twitter feed for the arguments I've had over the years with where people rank the Chiefs defense, there's so many people are like, oh, they have the worst defense in the league a year ago, 2 years ago. I'd be like, it looks a lot worse than it is. But now it's a lot of the same personnel, and it's unreal, man. It's Spagnuolo is one of the coaches of the year this season. Has to be. I mean, they don't give coach of the year to defensive coordinators, but he has done an absurdly good job this season.
Well, and the crazy part was obviously last year they won the Super Bowl, and their rookie class played the most games out of any rookie class. I think it was tied with Seattle. And one of the things I said going into the year was like, that doesn't mean that they're going to continue to go up. Like Karlaftis could regress, McDuffie could regress, Watson, Brian Cook could regress, Leo Chanel, and they like all just gotten better. And it's actually kind of insane, like how like that has happened, right? Like for the longest time, it felt like the Chiefs couldn't like develop a draft pick, and let alone pick them. And now, not only do they have, obviously they drafted a whole defense other than Chris Jones. They drafted Chris Jones a long time ago, but they drafted a whole defense other than Jones, and they all keep getting better, which is kind of insane.
Yep, totally agree. Just want to update here for not a scumbag. Anyone who uses not a scumbag is obviously a scumbag, by the way. Just want to point that out. McCole Hardman did come back into the game with a thumb injury, so he did make a catch after he came back into the game after leaving earlier. Who would
Rob,
you guys take?
Did you notice? So you were talking about the defense, right? And the Chiefs' defense coming into this game were second worst in EPA allowed per rush. And I was just looking at like the yards per carry. They're actually pretty high for like Swift and the Eagles. If you look at RBDSM, the running game for the Eagles is averaging 0.24 EPA per rush, 55% success rate. It's just that the modern NFL defense is like perfectly fine with that as long as it's not ripping off like 80-yard runs. They're because at some point all these quarterbacks, even Hurts, I know you remember when you and I talked like 2 years ago, we're both kind of like Hurts is kind of whatever. But now Hurts is an elite quarterback in the league, but like he still has the characteristics of that guy. So even like the best quarterbacks in the league, if you make them cross the street a bunch of times, you're going to throw a stupid pick like Hurts did, right? So you just like let them run the ball or whatever at a little bit of clip, and then just make them make a mistake, and it's like it's a really good way of playing defense.
Well, this is like the argument for when everyone's like, I got to establish the run and like keep the running game going. It's like, well, yeah, but you can have like an elite rushing performance, and it's still very likely. I mean, there's lots of scenarios where it leads to nothing, and that's the unfortunate situation. Before we get into the second half here, Eric, which we started right now with a Boston Scott run, by the way, getting some run here at the start of the second half. I need your take on Turkey. How do you feel about Turkey?
Did you see my tweet Friday where I was like, Thanksgiving is like the Simpsons paradox of holidays, where like the food isn't the best, clearly, and we'll talk about that. The football isn't the best, clearly. The family, like I'm not trying to be a dick. In fact, we'll get into this probably, but I actually don't go home. I don't visit family during Thanksgiving. But like the family you used to get at Thanksgiving was not the best group. Everything about Thanksgiving is like fifth place, but like the sum of the parts is like second, right? Or first. Isn't that like, but turkey sucks. You wouldn't get turkey. Like if you're like ordering DoorDash here, right? Or Uber Eats or something, you're not going for turkey. You're never picking turkey first, ever.
No, I agree. And some people will be like, there's a design run for Hurts that the Chiefs were waiting for perfectly here on third down. So that went nowhere. It's going to be fourth down right out of the locker room. Dude, like the turkey purists or enthusiasts that are like the ones that really drive me nuts are the ones who tell me like, oh, you've never had good turkey. You never had a properly cooked turkey before or whatever, as if I haven't tried a million different types of turkey before. I've even eaten turducken before.
Well, from what I can tell, like you come from a family that can actually cook.
My mother makes good turkey, but like relatively speaking to other foods, turkey is not great. It's not. I hate to break it to you people. It's not great.
Anything that needs that many like complementary pieces to it as well is just like simply not that great, right?
Yeah.
Like no one gets a steak for the rub or whatever, or no one gets steak for the mashed potatoes. No one but dead ass, like is turkey even a top 5 item on the plate or on the table?
I put turkey as the base layer, and I just throw shit on top, and I get some turkey in everything, and that's like the best way I think to eat the turkey.
But like no one's had turkey. No, thank you. No one. That didn't blow up the internet the way that the Carissa Thompson tweet did. But
oh man, that was a good one.
I think she deserved it, but she certainly got it. That entire
Eric, I don't tweet anymore about like anything that could cause controversy. I just don't want to. The Carissa Thompson stuff is, as someone who was very briefly in life a journalist of some form or reporter of some form, very briefly, it's like so offensive to me that you have someone that's just going out there and making up stories. Like, honestly, first, like, the other reporters who get upset about it, I totally understand, because it makes it seem like their job is just like inconsequential, basically. But also there is some truth to that as well. Like, it just goes to show how useless most of the sideline reports are anyways, that none of us have ever even realized this or calling it into question.
Well, because to me, the tone of it was kind of interesting, right? Because she was kind of in an interview with a couple of people. She was kind of, like she was having fun, and she sort of let off like when you're in college and you're like, oh, I'm so smart, I don't have to study for these tests. And she gave but for her, it was sort of more of like I'm so pretty that like they haven't fired me for this shit yet. And like, and I do agree that like in an industry where everybody's trying their best to incorporate more women into football, and we're trying our best to not fulfill all these stereotypes, and she just like flaunts them in everybody's face, especially for people who like aren't born on second or third base or something. Like I feel like that's that's probably why it was, and it was offensive. I think that it was kind of insane, frankly, that she said that.
It's like you have to uphold like the integrity of your job. Like, I honestly cannot believe, first of all, it's bad enough to just make up sideline reports. Like, that's bad. The more critical and frankly mind-boggling mistake is then ever saying it to anyone at any point, ever. Like, there's some things that you just do and you're not proud of, and you keep them to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. There was a good little response here by Jabot in the chat.
You know what? Honestly, it's a direct comparison.
Right.
I mean, the dude said that he was consulting for teams on NFL draft while he was betting the NFL draft. Like, this obviously didn't happen, people. I don't know how many times I have to bring this up. It didn't happen.
Yeah, and it's like right, exactly. But it's a similar thing, it's a similar deal to like what you have with betting. It's like, for somebody who actually does the work, like that's where you get upset when people try to like pretend like they have the same credentials and they haven't done the work. Like that's bullshit, right? So people get upset about that. Our guy Noah Gray with the hold there on the outside by Pacheco.
You hate to see it, man. You hate to see
now
it.
We have Clyde, CJ Anderson, Edwards-Helaire in there.
They didn't call it on Noah Gray. They called it on Trey Smith.
Oh, got it. Doesn't Clyde with those baggy ass sleeves look a little bit like CJ Anderson?
A little bit. Those baggy ass sleeves. Fezzik asked this earlier, Eric.
Uh-oh.
Is it possible in a high total, if your opponent has 1st and 5, should you just jump offsides again? I know you're into thinking about this stuff from a different level, but basically there was a defensive offsides that made it 1st and 5.
Yep.
Should you just jump offside again to make it 1st and 10?
So that was at the end of the half, right? So
I think that was in the first quarter. I think it was in the first quarter.
Okay, they had a 1st and 5 at the end of the half too. I think, like, I'll just say this: I don't know if this total is high enough for it to be a thing to do in quarter one.
Yeah.
But I've always thought this, like, yeah, like if you're trying to stop the 4-minute drill, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I also think if it's a situation, yeah, I like it. I like it, like, especially if you're trailing. I like it.
Okay. Fez gets his answer. Big 3rd and 3 here. Mahomes is going to get set. Oh my God. He had it. He just overthrew Kelsey.
Oh no. Okay.
He had it. but it wasn't a turnover, and he almost made something out of nothing.
Wide
there.
open.
I know.
Oh,
you know what? He is not God, Eric.
There are no gods in football.
There are no gods. And
Yeah.
he's got he's basically being pulled to the ground by his left ankle while he's throwing that ball. So you could throw the mechanics out the window at that point.
Yeah, that wasn't the offensive line. He walked into that pressure, but yeah, they don't. The Chiefs are they came out of the bye a little interesting. Like there's not if you're betting Chiefs player props right now at wide receiver, God bless you, firstly, but also you don't have any more clarity coming out of the bye about what they're doing. Sky Moore's still playing. They're still not throwing him the ball. Watson's playing over MBS, but that could just change given that Watson's already dropped 3 passes tonight. And then Rashee Rice is out there, but they're not throwing him the ball. So it's got to be pretty frustrating for people.
I bet 3 player props on the Chiefs today. I bet Travis Kelce under on receiving yards at 75.5, which I thought is just we're getting into banana land with these tight end numbers, basically.
Yeah.
And then obviously once I found out that Taylor Swift wasn't going to be at the game, I wanted that even more. I bet Jerick McKinnon over 12.5 receiving yards because the Eagles are a pass funnel basically, and they give up a ton of short passes. And I went McCole Hardman over 7.5 receiving yards. And of course he caught the 1 ball for 5, then left the game injured. So
there was a couple really funny player prop tilts yesterday. The one actually was fine, but remember Rashad White for Tampa had a total of 24.5. He was stuck on 24, caught consecutive passes for 0 yards in the second last drive of the game. And then he did catch 1 or 2 and gained 3 more yards. So it was 6 catches for 28 yards. And then obviously a lot of people are on Hawkinson over, right? And so he goes into the last drive with 4. They throw him 2 gimmies on the outside. He gets tattooed both times.
He got smoked on those plays, man. Absolutely smoked. Yeah. Dobbs trying to get him killed out there.
Yeah. The Russ over 0.5 interceptions was also a privilege because he was just trying to throw it to Vikings the whole game. And
did this is the first time I talked to you. So you lost your best bet this week on Denver minus 2.5. Yeah. How did you feel about that 2-point conversion play?
I knew it wasn't gonna. I knew it was gonna be dumb. They always are. Although every time you need. Well, I guess we did have one. What was it? Week 2 when Carolina came back and covered 3.5, right? But for the most part, anytime you need a touchdown and a 2-pointer to cover, it's just too much, right? It's always it's exactly what happened where they make one amazing play in the back corner of the end zone, and then they that's all that they have left. So I don't know. That was one of the worst 2-point conversion play calls I've ever seen, but it just happened.
I was no skin in the game for me, but I saw that play and I audibly laughed.
My best plays on that show have fallen in epic fashion 5 times this year.
Yep. You had the Ravens Nelson Aguilar one
onside kick, failed to cover. You had the Washington Seattle under, and then you had that game. And then we had the New England one where Mac Jones got sacked for the safety.
Oh my God!
So those 4 were really fun.
Yeah.
Let's see what Hurts has. He's going to go up top here.
I like being ahead of you.
Because
Monday Night Football, Canada gets the good cable. Thursday night, not so good. The Prime Video games are a little bit rough for us, but I saw that too.
Yeah, you're probably half a play ahead of me at this point.
I got 8 seconds on the play clock right now.
Yeah, so I'm 9 seconds behind you. So maybe not even or more than half a play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Swift turned this into something. That be 3rd and short here right now. 3rd and short. I like that play
That
design.
was a good play, but then Swift like runs at, even though he made a miss, it's like there was blocking that he didn't have to like do that. I don't think
He had 3 blockers to the left and he cut it right.
Right? Yeah.
And he's getting stuffed 3 yards short on the 3rd down. This team cannot move the ball. It's 4th and 4. Hurts is looking to the sideline. Like, are we going here or not?
Jesus. Yeah, this defense for the Chiefs is unreal.
I'm going to tell you, if this gets us, all I've been thinking about tonight is Eagles-Bills next week. I bet the Bills this past week against the Jets, but I don't think the Bills defense can hold up against the Eagles offense.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping for some sort of, I'm hoping the Chiefs just rout them the rest of this game and we get like some sort of adjusted number this next week.
Right.
Because
so
not
the
only
look ahead was 3.5, right? So what if you got, Tony took some shots on that punt return.
we call them the KT Express now. KT Express. ChatGPT gave us that nickname for him.
That's pretty good. Yeah, so somebody do you think that it would be, you think that it'll ever drop beneath 3? I don't think that's going to happen, right?
I don't think so.
Completely spanked here.
Well, I don't think so. But like the way that it's shaping up now with Teron Johnson getting hurt yesterday, Dane Jackson getting hurt, like the Bills, when it looks like their defense finally gets everyone back, which they did, they get hurt. But the Jets with Zach Wilson are not moving on anybody. Like you look at the 4 games that they played, the last 4 games were all terrible defenses and they could not move the ball whatsoever. I think it probably...
How much are you kicking yourself for losing the week 1 game?
For losing the week 1
Bills.
game.
That's like one of the worst losses of the season in hindsight, right?
Oh my
Zach
God.
Wilson drives length of the field on you, scores a game-winning touchdown, or go at tied touchdown, and he's benched for Tim Boyle like 2 months later. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing was the Bills played a very different style of offense yesterday. I think it's very clear that they do not want Josh Allen to make mistakes, and they're willing to sacrifice the down the field stuff to be like a little bit more conservative. I wonder what happens when they have to open it up again against a team that can score.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the issue with the Bills is they were ahead enough to stick with the running James Cook like 4 times in a row, which every primetime game has been that we've been on a few. The Bucs game was even like this slightly, where they would suck on offense, and then one drive they would just go James Cook 5 times in a row and it would pick up a ton of EPA and a ton of yardage, and then they would just get bored, and then Josh Allen would just YOLO pass again. And at least yesterday they like stuck with it a little bit, and they moved they were more compact on offense. But like once to your point, they get behind, they're gonna start to like press again, and then all the same problems are gonna come up.
Mike asks, any takes on who you think is the MVP as of today? I have a take, but you're free to go, Eric.
It's hard, man. I think it's either Mahomes in the craziest way. Josh Allen's still the best bet. And then I do think you have to put Purdy in the conversation, frankly.
I think Purdy's the best bet at current prices, but I think Mahomes is going to win the MVP. And I think he's the MVP as of today.
I don't think that Purdy, like back when we did the stream like a month and a half ago, you were like, I was looking at my numbers and I made Purdy about 3.5 points better than replacement, which I always kind of put that bucket, the Goffs and all them, like kind of in that bucket a little bit. And even in the games that they've struggled and lost, Purdy's impressed me.
Yeah. I think ultimately with the state of the AFC right now and how tough the AFC is as a whole, I think whoever gets the 1 seed in the AFC is going to win the MVP, personally.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's either going to be Mahomes or Lamar. But I think
Lamar's a good one. Lamar hasn't played that well, like low key. Like I think a lot of like the film watcher guys like really like Lamar. But I don't think that. Go ahead.
The advanced metric guys are Purdy, because Purdy's leading the league in EPA by a lot. How much of that is scheme, whatever, but that's like the advanced side of things. I do think though, like ultimately this comes down to how are people going to vote? Period, right? How are people going to vote? And to me, 1 seed in the AFC, it's too much to overcome unless someone has like this massive statistical profile. And I don't think anyone else can get there, honestly. I don't. It's just one of those.
Josh Allen's second, but for the people who want to talk shit about Allen, like Allen's second in the NFL in total EPA generated right now.
I know.
Behind Purdy.
Allen hasn't, Allen hasn't had nearly as bad a year as people think he's had. In fact, I'd say it's probably the complete opposite. It's been more turnovers for sure, but Allen can have a second half of the year here where he goes on a tear and people will just forget about the interceptions because that's the way we're conditioned.
Yeah. Do you think Dak Prescott gets a look if the Cowboys catch the Eagles?
He has an opportunity to get a look. Yes. He has an opportunity to get a look. Eric, I can hear your oven going. You can go check on the egg rolls, whatever's in there. Yeah. It's Eric Eager, everyone, cooking. He's doing double duty. He's got to go baste the turkey that's in the oven. It's a lot of work cooking those turkeys. A lot of work. Yeah, I mean, Allen is pure trash is like, I completely disagree. Like, completely disagree. He has a tendency to force things for sure. He makes up for a lot of the turnovers with his general overall play. If we want to look at the game, why would I look at the game logs? Like, why don't we just look at the season as a whole? I mean, look at the game logs. This is in like 1994. EPA per play, he's what, top 5 in the league right now. He's 4th in the league coming into this week, behind Purdy, Prescott, and Mahomes. 53.6% success rate. Like, why am I looking at the game logs? He's 4th in EPA per play coming into this week's game. He's 2nd in success rate. Like, the talk that Josh Allen is a garbage quarterback, I'm sorry. Yeah, he turns the ball over every game, and he makes up a lot of plays that offset the turnovers. He makes a lot of play. You can get
also, like when Rodgers was throwing 2 interceptions a year, that like wasn't actually effective offense because he wasn't throwing it into the windows.
Right.
Like there's also like even Dak. Like Dak has some privileges of games, but for the most part, like I at least like the fact that he'll throw it to to spots that are difficult to to have. Like that's why that's why there's risk, because there's reward in those passes.
Agreed. Here's the thing with turnovers. Like you can turn the ball over in the NFL. You just have to do enough to offset the turnovers. This isn't like Eli Manning, 18 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. This is a guy that's going to make a lot of big plays. And what's going to come with some of the big plays is some mistakes. That generally happens when you're working it down the field. But
yeah, there are like multiple quarterbacks in the history of the NFL that have led the Eli Manning in 2007, Matt Stafford in 2021. Like there are a number of examples of quarterbacks who have led the league in interceptions that went on to win the Super Bowl in that year. Because there's variant, like, and if you're kind of like Josh Allen, I think the issue is like many people put Josh Allen second behind Mahomes, and that might be fair. And so then they think that guy's got to be a Manning or a Brady, but like there aren't. Like maybe there aren't those kind of quarterbacks in the NFL anymore. Like right now, at least.
Yeah. Like when Jameis Winston is turning the ball over, he wasn't doing enough on offense to offset those. But at some point,
even that year though, they went over their win total.
Yep.
In case anybody was asking, like, and he threw 33 touchdowns, led the league in passing yards. They won. They like that Bucks team was actually okay. It's just I'd rather that than like go back and watch Nick Foles average 4.9 yards an attempt for the St. Louis Rams, but not throw any interceptions.
But this is what gets me, Eric. Like I've come full circle. Like I was the Josh Allen hater early in his career, which I think rightfully so, as a lot of the analytics people were. I think you change your opinion over time based off of the new data that becomes available. The thing that gets me about all the people who want to rag on Josh Allen, do you look at the quarterback play in the league? Like look at the quarterback play in the league on a weekly basis and try to tell me with a straight face that Josh Allen isn't a good quarterback. Like there's literally guys that cannot throw the ball more than 10 yards downfield. It's absurd. In every meaningful category, Josh Allen is up there, top 5 in the league this season. Any meaningful category that's holds some value at the quarterback position, including CPOE as well, which I'm not the biggest fan of the metric, but he's third there as well. He's third there as well.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, to your point, like this league it's kind of like back when Brett Favre was playing. Like there were many years when Brett Favre had more interceptions and touchdowns, but it was like the high end. You knew that the high end years were going to actually compete with people.
We just had a very big run from DeAndre Swift here.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift, 35 yards, so red zone.
McDuffie throws him to the ground.
That was that was like a rock bottom, basically, what he gave to him there. We have a Kanish tweet from earlier this week as well. Oh my God, man. Guy is too much. I also had a Jared Goff MVP ticket, which I regret at this point as well, but it was looking up for him at one point. I mean, love Fez. What is Fez going to be insufferable if he wins his third season-long contest? I hope so. Why? That's what I'm rooting for. I root for chaos, maximum chaos. I just hope Fez lets me take the picture with him holding the big check. That's all I really want, is Fez to let me take a picture of him holding the big check. Yeah, that's like the best case. And if we want entertainment value out of gambling Twitter for the next 2 years, Fez needs to win Circa Millions. Plain and simple.
Correct.
That has to happen.
I feel like he needs to go around Twitter with that whole meme of like the apology better have been as loud as the disrespect, or whatever the kids say these days.
Oh man. Oh, this would be yet another sign, Eric, that we live in a simulation.
Yeah.
I don't know how else. Yeah. It's, if I ever needed proof of that, Fez Circa Millions would do that. Big 3rd and 5 here coming up.
Yeah, big play.
Wow.
Have you ever gone to a game, Rob, in the rain? Football game?
No. I have not.
It's a miserable experience. Look at Hurts.
Yeah. This was this worked out really well because it looked like the side they blitzed from, like Hurts just ran it to the other side here. Yeah.
Are you a wear shoulder pads to the games kind of guy?
I am not. I'm
Seems
not.
Fun.
I'm not a take my shirt off at the game, paint my face at the game type of thing. If I'm going to see my team play in another team's stadium, I'm the quiet fan that pretends I'm rooting for the home team, but is quietly rooting for the visiting team. I don't like confrontation or anything like that.
Well, not from strangers, right? Like that is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to the Raiders-Bengals playoff game, the one that Derek Carr spiked the ball on 1st and 10 with like 30 seconds left, and that one was miserable. That one I didn't need.
That was one of my least favorite betting losses in my life because he didn't throw the ball into the end zone on 4th down.
Well, on any of the plays, I think, if I remember correctly.
I took 6 or 6.5 in that game. They lost by 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure.
Yep.
And yeah, the first down spike
too because of that. Yeah.
It's just that was miserable. That was miserable.
I remember I liked under in that game, and that was a sweat. But you knew that about like this is why the Saints can't make the playoffs, right? Because you just know that they're like that's just wasting one of the last 13 games you have, right?
But who's the answer out of the NFC South?
I mean, I think it's Baker. Like, I'd rather watch Baker Mayfield play in the playoffs than Derek Carr. Does that make me insane?
No, I would too. I would too.
I get why you don't want to see the Falcons.
Yes,
the Falcons are a disaster.
Like we're going to see that game this week, New Orleans, Atlanta, and it's like I almost want to hope the game gets canceled and never gets replayed. Yeah. But they got to play twice down the stretch here. Those two teams. I know. I think the Saints are better than the Falcons. I talked about this on Forward Progress with Clive last night. Like, I think they have a better offense. They have a better defense.
Mm-hmm.
It's the coach, like Dennis
Allen. Dennis Allen, his favorite person in the world is Arthur Smith.
It's tough, man.
If you do any kind of like top-down analysis on like, let's say you use, and I'm not trying to give it, but like, let's say you use like a mixed effect model on like the point spread. You assume that all the player information is embedded in the point spread and the result of the game is coach, and you use a random effect. You build out the confidence intervals. It's not perfect. Dennis Allen does the worst in the NFL right now.
Yep. That does not surprise me at all.
And Arthur Smith's like 3rd worst. Like Arthur Smith is like comfortably 3rd worst in like every coaching metric.
You know who I think is low-key bad that people don't realize yet?
I'm interested. Peyton?
I think Jonathan Gannon is low-key bad.
Okay. He does not look good. You've seen our coaching stuff. He doesn't look good in that stuff for sure. I think always feel like because that team is competitive, I'm maybe giving him a little bit too much credit, but because that team doesn't have talent.
It's also I'm not. They're outperforming their talent level without a doubt. I'm just saying that there's every now and then, you watch a game and you're like, why the hell are these guys doing this? Why the hell are they doing it? And eventually over time, you just build up mental notes of like, okay, Arthur Smith is a moron. Dennis Allen's a moron or whatever. I've had a few Jonathan Gannon, what the hell are you doing so far this year? Where everyone's, and the only reason I mention that is because everyone is like big upping him all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a couple weeks ago when the Cardinals were still sort of spunky, it was, sexy to take them ATS, and they did cover a few times, but they were listless even in the games that they covered. Like they've never really had a chance to win any of the games that they've played other than the Falcons game. But the Falcons game, you're playing another coach who's kind of an idiot.
I see a few. Don't say that to Cleve TA. Don't let Cleve TA hear you say that. I know. I think I've discussed this with him before as well. That doesn't mean things can't change going forwards. But so far, in watching a bunch of Cardinals games, there's been many times where I was like, what the hell's going on? Kelsey getting a holding penalty.
Yeah, that's not great.
Not great.
Travis, not a good look there.
I mean,
this is like slightly over 100 yards.
Dude, this is when you see the replay, this is a joke of a call. I mean, Joe Buck just called it like a hook and turn or something like that. There was no hook. There was no turn. I mean,
he basically just put his hands on somebody when they were doing what they already wanted to do.
I mean, I'm just upset because they told me the Chiefs were going to get all the calls, Eric. That's why.
Did you know that the Chiefs are 4th worst in the NFL in EPA differential on penalties?
I did not know that.
Yeah, like they have. Yeah, they're. It's not great. I mean, and the funny thing is like EPA differential on penalties is like twice as stable as EPA differential on turnovers.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by why did the Panthers draft a child?
Dude, that's so mean.
It is so mean, man. How tall is Bryce Young? What's his height?
5'9", right?
Okay.
But it's more this like Kyler's like squatty at least, like kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
There's no way MVS is catching that, but at least he got a flag. Patrick Mahomes has been low-key bad throwing the deep ball for like 2 years.
Yep. Yeah. It doesn't feel like he never sets his feet properly though. Because he's always
yeah.
I mean, Slay's holding him down the field. Is it PI? I mean, it's definitely defensive holding. Yeah, I guess it's P. The ball's in the air there. He's listed as 5'10". Yeah, I'm 6 feet.
Did you watch Bears Lions at all on the replay?
No, I didn't. That's one of the games I did not watch today.
So there's a throw at the end of that game where Fields, like when they're trying to run out the clock, but then they throw a deep shot, and the wide receiver like hesitates while the ball's in the air. And it goes.
God, I know exactly which play you're talking about. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Yeah.
It was Tyler Scott.
Yeah, who I hadn't heard of before that. But like that is an example of like deep ball accuracy is more like a wide receiver stat than a quarterback stat because, and so I feel like with Mahomes, it's like he's used to like Tyreek being able to like, you know, run a lot of yards while the ball's in the air. Whereas like some of these other guys, their intuition when the ball is in the air is just like kind of crappy.
Oh, speaking of bad deep balls.
There's another one of my friends just texted me. I think I'm like, okay, here we go. Oh, good God. But what is MVS doing?
I don't know. Yeah, right. I don't know, like, if the throws to the wrong spot, I don't know what that was.
But yeah, MVS in theory at 6'4" in single coverage against the safety should win.
Yes.
And Mahomes throws it inside. And MVS is, of course, has 2 left feet, but that's a bad throw.
Oh my God, Tony dropped it. There's a flag, and it looks like it's a flag in the secondary. But I call him the KT Express. The chat calls him hands of Stony, which is get the illegal contact. Hands of Stony. It's so dude,
so somebody who covers the Chiefs, one of the best ones I've heard, calls MVS Applebee's 2 for 20.
2 for that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
But that's like every one of these receivers, weirdly. But yeah, like football. Yeah, that
dude. This illegal contact is also a joke, man. These penalties got to stop, man. This is like so far. This like I just do not want to watch.
We have to start this company. I will put some of my money into it. You know, we got to start this company.
I can't start another company, man. I'd love to.
What you need to do though is, I was going to make a joke, but then I decided not to.
Well,
all right, Pat, let's go.
All right, let's bring
this. This is ugly.
We got 3. Hitman, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm with Eric. Does anybody get open on this fucking team? Jesus Christ! I mean, I know that he's the GOAT, but come on.
Hitman, when you say you're using your one time on KC minus 2.5, define the one time. How does one time
does
work?
It have a window of a year? Like, what is?
You get one per season, one per week.
I'm just so desperate to win a best bet that it's scary what I would do to have it happen.
I actually forgot it was your best bet. Okay,
there you go, McCole Hardman, Rob.
How many yards did he get there?
Like 5.
7 yards, baby. That's the McCole Hardman 12 over.
I want to apologize to the stream. I mean, Julio Jones, the snap share has went up a ton, which is what I was told. But I forgot one important factor is that he sucks at football now. But
It's just old, man.
the snap share, I mean, if you look at his snap share compared to before the bye and before the Goddard injury, it's significantly up. I just got to hope. That's my one time.
Next week when I'm looking for Julio overs, I'll look for snap count overs.
You looking for who over?
I'll look for Julio over on snap count next week instead of playing receptions.
Told me that he was ready to kind of move on from Julio because he was starting to get washed. And Arthur Blank, the owner, like said something to a newspaper or something. He's like, we're going to make Julio a Falcon for life. And he's like, he goes, there goes $30 million, or whatever the number was. He's like,
this is like 4 years ago, at least, right?
Yeah. 2020. Yeah. He wasn't like washed yet, but he was getting there.
Yeah.
Like that year with the Tennessee Titans was just like, buddy, I'm sorry. Like it's over.
Oh yeah. That was a tough one. I have a special place in my heart for Julio because he was so good to me in fantasy for something about Falcons receivers, man. Roddy White back in the day.
Yeah. Roddy
was single-handedly winning me fantasy pools, Julio. But yeah, this guy, it's tough. It's a tough watch now, man. It's a tough watch.
All right. Well, Hitman, I will be rooting for your Chiefs -2.5. Hopefully it gets there. You guys have a good rest of the night. I'm gonna eat these onion rings I made in the back, Rob.
Nice.
Appreciate you, Eric.
All right, Eric.
Take care. See ya.
It's Eric Eeager, everyone. Check out his site, sumersports.com. All right, Hitman. You proclaimed tonight that you were going to show everyone another position. Arguably, possibly one of the best positions in the country.
Is GRP watching right now?
I don't think he knows how to work the internet, personally.
Okay.
I don't know that he.
All right.
If he's on, has like a YouTube account, that would.
Let me get into character. Just give me a second to step away and get into character.
All right. Hitman's gonna go take a shit. He'll be right back. Oh, he's
all right. Good night, guys. I showed you my portfolio last week. Dallas -4.5 against the Giants. The bookmakers adjusted. They made it 17.5. Got there easy. What we had, Rob, could you tell me what the closing total was in the Arizona-Houston game yesterday?
Arizona-Houston yesterday closed at 47.5.
Okay. How many points was scored?
In that game, 37 total.
37 points. I have 2 tickets here, $500 limits. I would have bet more. I know that it's a little blurry.
Just hold it and keep it there, and it'll
okay.
Straight bet.
We have Houston, Arizona. Is that over 36?
It is over 36.
And then we have a 36.5 over here. 2 tickets. So I wrote on my portfolio over 36.25 as my final price. 36 and 36.5. We got the 36.25. Win 1,000. I mean, does anybody in the country have a better position on that game than me? 36.25.
When it closed 47.5. Absurd. You win by the hook. I technically not by the hook because you won by 0.75. Not the true hook.
Exactly, Rob. So next week, I will once again front run or pass post another great position of mine. Thank you, everybody.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
And
pass post
$1,000. Show me a handicapper that bets $1,000. They were so fearful that they took 500 on 36, and then I had to rebet 36.5. And the funny thing is I didn't bet the 37.5 because
you knew.
I know.
You knew, man. You're like, do you know what? I could see a 2017, maybe a 21-16 for some reason. I'm not going to bet the 37. Yeah. And boom, you get the 21-16.
I blindly bet every Arizona game in the second half of the season to go over because that was Murray coming back, and along with their defense was going to be terrible. I mean, the totals, look at 36 with Kyler Murray and a shit defense. And then I played every Rams over for the entire season. Every game I get 6 points of closing line value, and I lose every week. So that's where I've been.
That's actually, I didn't think of it, but basically early, in the offseason, you're just betting that Kyler Murray's going to play second half of the season, and you bet the overs on the Arizona wins, right? Or on the Arizona totals.
Yeah, the totals. They were just like the only book that had totals was Westgate, and they just had like the shit teams would be comically low on their over-unders. Like they were treating the Rams, who are like a 6.5 win team, the same as like the Washington, for example, and not looking at like, all right, this team has a shit defense.
Right.
So.
That's it, man.
So
doing the work off season, it pays. There's a reason Hitman can golf 8 days a week. And it's because of
I got tea time tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. So
I might hit the simulator this week. I'm officially done for outdoor golf now until March again or April, whenever the courses are going to
until the season ends. I'm going to Vegas first week after the season ends. You should think about it.
I'm going to be in Jamaica the first week after season ends, or else I would. I got my Circa comps here. I'm thinking about like an early December trip out to. They sent me, I played a little bit too much craps with Chris Bruno and Mike Craig last time I was in Vegas, so I got the some good hookups here, some free bets, food and beverage. They'll take care of me. It's just
do you have a Caesars label? Like, are you a 7-star diamond, any of that?
I'm not. I don't. The problem is, here's my issue. Caesars in Ontario is like minus 117 per side.
Oh, okay.
So I've used Pinnacle more than anyone in Ontario. I don't just say that because they promo.
What are they juiced at? Because they'll take a bet on the props.
It's not. Ontario's not the same. It's not.
Gotcha.
It's just bad. All right, Zach, what do we got to see? We got to see something, Zach says. I'm not kidding.
They got to go for it. What are you on the play clock, Rob?
Okay, we'll come back to this in a second, Zach. I'm 21, 20, 19.
You're 13 seconds ahead of me.
Do you want me to update you? Here, I'll do this stone-faced, all right? It's 4th and 1, and they're lining up to go for it.
I'm just going to mute you. It's too much of a high leverage play. I got to sweat it.
Ain't going to be no sweat, Hitman. Ain't going to be no sweat.
All right. No mute then.
Ain't going to be no sweat.
Tell me it's like a touchdown or something.
No, you'll see it, but it's
okay.
Yeah. We will get back to GRP wins after this drive. Because we do have breaking GRP wins news that we have to get to, which is could be as important as the game. 1st and 10 from the 14 here. What do I still need? I need a Noah Gray touchdown would be okay. Another McKinnon catch would be okay. I don't want Kelsey catches. I
bet a lot of money at halftime on Jalen Hurts. He had 6 rush yards at half, and his over-under was 21.5 for the game, which was just insanely. Oh, my God.
Kelsey, man.
That's 2 turnovers in the red zone.
Get this bum out of the game, man.
That's 2 turnovers in the red zone. That's a blown call that the Eagles touchdown when they had that holding.
Yep. Oh yeah, that was brutal. They just completely missed that one. Oh man. What a duster. Travis Kelce. Straight up duster. All right. Well, we're going to have to rely on the Chiefs defense to get us a stop. I don't know how the best bets are like this, Hitman. I honestly don't know, man. I don't know
how you were the only one that won, right?
So far, yeah. Eric had that 2-point conversion attempt where Denver ran whatever the hell that play was.
I think I swept, depending on what number the Arizona game gets graded at, I swept the board with leans. I had Chicago under, and I see your face.
No. It was just you're going to want to watch this play because it was like, holy fuck, man. Jeez.
Oh.
That was so close. Oh.
Yeah, I think Bears lean winner, Jets
Yep.
Bills lean under or winner, and
Yeah,
then
let me pull up the lean
Arizona.
sheet.
I forgot what the line was at that time when we did it.
Yeah, I think you're good on that.
I think it was 5 to be honest when we did it, so it probably would have been a push. I did a
It
bad
might be a
job on
push.
that game with the line.
Julio Jones with a catch of 0 yards, but we got a catch.
Right. I'm gonna mute you in between plays, Rob.
Okay, I will
So I
not
can get
spoil
the
for
full
you. So
reaction.
just from the
Oh God,
the
yeah, and he gets negative yards, but that's a catch. We got a catch on the board. We have a catch. So now we just need the second catch. All right.
just one more catch. It's all we need.
We
Yeah,
got
lean
the
season
catch.
was good again.
We're on the board, Rob. Don't
We're on
matter
the
that it
board.
was for 0 yards.
Let's get another one for 0 yards. We'll take that.
Let's get the first down here, 12 yards. I mean, I'll take it. I bet a lot of money on nobody in the country has more money on that scrub than I do tonight. I got a lot of money down on his stuff.
I actually bet a lot of money on Julio right before game time as well. Whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's not the first time I would have made a bet on I mean, listen, the information wasn't bad. He's on the field a lot.
I'm going to go to sleep tonight happy about that bet. Like,
Yeah.
For his snap share, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. This isn't like someone telling me Trevor Lawrence has a strained MCL, you know?
Oh, Rob, you want to hear something sick? So one of my buddies, Brad Feinberg, he's a big DFS player.
Yep.
Like really big. He's won like a lot of big contests in DFS and stuff. And he called me today and he was like, Come on, Tony. He called me and he was like, I just want to tell you, he was like, and he was nice about it. He was like, don't feel bad, but I still felt bad. He was like, I had Lawrence and Ridley in some lineup I did or whatever. I subbed it out because of what you said to me. And he was like, and now is the difference between me winning it and it was for $2 million.
No, that's horrible, man. I
don't know what he won. Like, I think he still won something. But
the thing is, like, I mean, we could have a conversation about this at some point or another, but the thing is with news guys, like there's people that in our inner circles that will just like provide us with news sometimes, or I mean, some might say inside information, but like whatever information on what they think is going to happen. The challenge is when you get a guy that's like really good, that can like the guy that mentioned to me about the Lawrence injury was the same guy last year that in like week 2 or week 3 told me Justin Herbert has broken ribs and like he is not near 100%. Team wants to sit him down, but he wants to play through it. And that created some valuable bets. So it's like, I don't know. What do you do in those
and
situations?
It's one
you got to
thing,
trust
like one big thing with info that I tell everybody is like, if one person says something, it's like something to be aware of and everything. But then like, if you check it with other sharp people in the community and they're saying they hear the same thing, like a lot of time, like it's rare that stuff's going to be wrong.
Yeah.
And like, I know Rob spoke about that Lawrence stuff and like, I ran it by some other people independent of Rob and it all was hearing the same thing. But so sometimes it just happens. And unfortunately, it just cost me probably like $40,000 on props and games and everything. But it happens.
It could be worse. It could have cost you $2 million.
All right.
Could have cost you $2 million, man. Could have cost you $2 million.
This hoodie, my wife bought it when we lived in Vegas the year that the Chiefs played San Francisco in the Super Bowl. My wife, for whatever reason, is a big Mahomes fan. She's a front runner. And I bet on the Chiefs. And this time I was betting, like I maybe had like a few $1,000s on it. This is like 5-6 years, however long ago it was. But my wife bet like $200 on it. And it was the sweat of all sweats. for her. She's like, I got to buy a hoodie to watch the game. We watched it at the Westgate, got like a whole thing reserved and everything. So, I'm going to wear my hoodie. I'm going to root for Mahomes. They were down, I think, like 14-3 early, and she's saying you're an idiot.
Classic, man. Nothing better than the wife.
Posen says, I love watching Hitman after we got to see what happened. I mean, I've said it 100 times. For someone that live bets as much as me, the fact that I'm so far behind, it's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic.
Yes.
On my end.
People like watching you sweat bets here in the fourth quarter. It's a big hit. It's a big hit. I got to say, real minus EV move watching bets with the wife, though. With the significant other. Dude, one of the worst. It was like the first Saturday night of NHL 2 seasons ago. I had 8 bets, roughly at like a $20,000 average bet size. And they lost. Every single one of them lost while I was watching with my wife. And like 5 of them lost in overtime and shootout. And like, she's like, after the first couple, she's like, don't worry. The other ones are looking good. I'm like, And since then, I don't think I've ever watched a sporting event with a decent amount of money with my wife ever again. That was a rough one.
I don't mind. Mine's usually good with it. She's usually good. I'm always pessimistic. I'm always pessimistic with her. I just tell her, like, after every game, I'm just like, yeah, we're not even gonna be able to eat. Or you got to get a job.
They punted, and it went in the end zone. They got like 19 net yards out of this. Dude, who was down at the 1 yard line that could have caught this? Watson? Oh my God, man. Square has it all.
We've seen this game that Watson doesn't have the best ball tracking ability, when it's 40 yards in the air on that shit route that he ran in the third quarter. So
wife has Eagles in her office pool. We went to separate rooms tonight. That's the way you got to do it, man. Oh my God, man. Andy Reid. If Andy Reid had his own band, they would be called Cuck Tendencies. That would be the Andy Reid band.
How many rush yards? Does Hurts have over 21.5 yet?
Hurts has 21.
Oh, so, I mean, tush push. They're going to have one more tush push, at least.
They got to, right? They got to.
They should just run it the whole way down the field. All right.
All right.
No Julio on the field. Zacchaeus. Oh, no. That's not what I want to say.
Zacchaeus. The prophet Zacchaeus.
And they call the screen to Zacchaeus.
I know.
That's what I should have been. I should have been on Zacchaeus. I can't believe I didn't bet no Zacchaeus unders. What an idiot.
All the bets are winners in hindsight, Hitman. They're all better. They're all winners in hindsight. Oh. I'm in pain. I'm in pain watching this game.
Oh, God.
Two red zone turnovers, man.
Yeah.
Two red zone turnovers.
I mean, it's one of those games that everyone I know was on Kansas City, and the line moved like 10 cents from 2.5, 110 to 120. It closed.
You're gonna want to watch this play.
Oh, dude! Please, don't mess with me. Come on, get the yards! Get the yards! All right. You know what? I have a lot more on the yards.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
but you got your 2 receptions. But
it's fun for my service. I gave out the receptions because I did like that bet better, but the receptions weren't on all sites, and also there was a little bit less liquidity in it.
Oh, well, you got
Chernoff's
somebody's
texted
texting
me,
you.
Yes, another guy, Mike Durso. I think you met him before.
Oh yeah, I know Mike
Rob,
Durso.
he's
Yeah, he's a
texting
good
me
dude.
saying, "Bang!" I'm like, I'm still fucking losing on this guy.
Bang. Mike, I played golf with Mike Durso in Vegas.
Yeah, he lives about like 30 minutes from me.
Yeah, he's a good dude. That was a good round. I think Chernoff played with us that day too. Big Churn.
Yeah.
Someone did. Yeah.
Somebody texted me. Wow, Tom, an older guy who really doesn't speak well. Wow, Tom, what a great call. Julio Jones, second try, 5 yards. Good for you.
Your phone goes off the hook when you win a bet, man. When I win
I
a
got a
bet,
lot, dude. Let me tell you something. I'm paying for a lot of fucking people's future college tuition, their kids' future college tuition.
there
All
you
right,
go.
Rob?
I just get fucking radio silence when I win bets. As soon as I lose a bet, I get a million messages all at once. A million messages. Wow. This is a game, man. This is a game.
Yeah, we gotta stop. Hold him to 3.
Got to get a stop. I almost already feel like 23-21 Chiefs is going to be the final score on a missed PAT.
Did Smith just go over?
Smith just went over, yes.
And now Hurts is going to get the tush push.
This worked out well for your props, but you use your one time on the Chiefs, -2.5. Wow.
I mean, at this point, if it's a best bet of mine, it's just to be expected, you know? So.
Wow. What would you rather have? A 40-yard Julio TD, which was on the play prior?
The 40-yard. I got a decent amount down on Julio touchdown, 9-1. And then the yards, I have 25 plus 240. Yeah, I'd have to take the Julio.
Well,
sorry,
you got your
everybody else. But you know what? Nobody's got to be following me on Forward Progress anyway right now on the best bets. So
know what?
It won't hurt nobody.
People are probably fading you at this point to the point where this would be a good result. I need the Chiefs, though.
3-0 on the leans, 0-1 on the best bet. It's the story of. I'm not going to be on this week, so we'll have to find somebody else that could. Maybe we'll get Fezzik. Well, why don't you get Fezzik on? Circa millions leader potentially.
Potentially, he was in the stream in the first quarter, saying that the Eagles -115 were a good bet at like midway through the first quarter. I think he was trying to reverse Bush.
Steve knows this. I tell it to him all the time. He's a good live bettor, but he bets way too early in the games.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like the best time for anybody to live bet is later in the game because these algorithms don't pick up on stuff when it's a shorter. They don't pick up on a lot of like game theory, stuff like that. Like, so a lot of times, like, I'm not even thinking about live betting a spread or total in the first or second quarter unless I just see something that makes me believe, like, all right, this closing line was wrong.
Right.
And Fezzik goes a little early on the live bets. That's what I always tell him. But
we had some people that took the +7.5 Eagles live, which was like early in the third quarter there. And what's the live odds right now, Zach? Let's get those up on screen at Pinnacle. Just interested to take a look. So it's just live money. I mean, how enticing is KC +208 money line right now? Am I the only one?
What is it? +208?
Yeah. Am I the only one? Let convert to a probability, right? 208 yes. Implied is 32.5%. Yeah. So they have to win basically 1 out of every 3 times.
What is there? 6 minutes?
Yeah. I'm saying that they're winning this game more than 1 out of 3 times with 6:20 left in the fourth quarter. Down 4. It's getting steamed pretty hard right now. Yeah.
I mean, if you bet Mahomes in this this spot in the past, you've probably done well.
Yep.
So, and then another piece of advice is like in these situations, I mean, we always preach line shopping.
Yep.
There's nothing more important than line shopping for live betting, everybody. Like the discrepancies are ridiculous. You could get plus EV middles a lot of times just doing that. So,
yeah. The only challenge is just the time that you have, right? In between bets. So you kind of got to have everything prepared, everything open all at once. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got some people who got some good numbers in here. Plus 185. Yeah. The challenge now is whether or not, I mean, there's still 620 left. The likelihood that the Eagles get another possession is very high. That's the problem. It's like really, really hard to drain the clock at this point. Especially with 3 timeouts.
I still can't believe that the Eagles ran 2 wide receiver screens.
To Julio. Like he's going to fucking break some tackles or something in the open field. Honestly, it's hilarious. It is hilarious. We'll take it, though, man. We will take it. We'll take it.
Oh, my God.
Now, if we could get like a Jerick McKinnon dump off here, that would be ideal for me.
All right.
That would be ideal.
I'm gonna be sweating a lot once I see the play clock get to 13, and I know you're seeing it, Rob.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be sweating.
Yeah. We'll be okay. There's no need to sweat.
I'm predicting the Chiefs get another stupid turn. They drive the ball down the field and get another stupid turnover. That's the way this game's destined to finish for me.
This is like the opposite of the last Super Bowl, where like Philly dominated the first half, and then KC had the big second half. This is like the inverse. What was that? Jesus, MVS, man. Oh. Just shaking, head shaking. Pure pain, man.
Yeah, like I said, it did scare me a little bit that everyone I knew was on Kansas City and the line just stays.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Every fake sharp like me.
Every fake sharp is a good one.
My wife texted me. She said, I told you that the Eagles are going to win. She said it before the game because she was like, I was on TikTok and like some people were saying that the Eagles were going to win because they had revenge on their mind from last year's Super Bowl.
Sorry, how did they call this a false start?
Oh, no.
I'm very, very confused.
It's ridiculous.
Dude, this is very, very clearly an offside. Very clear as day, an offside.
I mean, KC hasn't gotten many favors from the officials in this game. The turnovers and the officials. So. All right. Let's go. Let's make a play, Mahomes. Let's make a play. The GOAT.
The GOAT.
Just nobody's open. I mean, their whole offense is just Mahomes playing street ball.
You know who that was? That was in the open field there. It was McKinnon.
Of course, yeah.
The pain, man.
The whole offense is street ball.
It really is.
What do you need from McKinnon? Like a few more yards?
Yeah. A few more yards. All right. That false start changed everything on that entire. It was 3rd and 2 instead of 3rd and 12. And dude, that was like clear as day offside. Clear as day. They even like gathered around to discuss. I don't know what the hell they were discussing. Whatever they were discussing wasn't right. It wasn't right.
I mean, there's no team in the league. I mean, the best team in the league at these clock killing drives are the Eagles.
Yeah, they're very, very good at this because they also have a quarterback that can run the ball. Interesting formation here. All right. Let's see what we can do here.
I would jump off side. I guess you can't. I mean, 2nd and 1, you're done. You're giving up a first down, so you would want to change.
The problem is the field position as well now, right? Because they snapped that from the 47. You can give them the 5 yards in the auto first, but then they're at the 42. They're very close to field goal range. It's almost
at this point, I'm conceding the field goal. Like,
yeah,
we're going to give up a field goal.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to go back to Andy Reid punted on 4th and 4 for a net. Oh,
all right, come on.
Yep, there it is. Send Andy Reid to the sun for that punt. They punted on 4th and 4 from the 39.
Need this 31st ranked Chiefs run defense and EPA per play.
Mm.
All right. All right. There we go.
That's it. That's one play down. That's one play down.
You just can't let them get into it 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, like anything like that.
I'm going to pause my TV to get in line with you after this play. I'm going to watch one more play here.
Okay. Let me know when it's snapped.
Snap now.
I'm at 14 on the play clock.
Okay. So, how are we going to sync this up? What's the best way to sync this up? I'm brain dead right now.
Just pause it at whatever, and then I'll tell you when my screen gets to whatever you're paused at.
Okay. Good call. Once they start the play clock again, oh God, replay. But this is good for us.
You can pause on anything. Pause it on a player.
Yeah. I'm going to wait till the play clock comes back up on screen. And then I'll pick a number. I'm going to choose to go back in time.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay, I have it paused at 12 on the play clock.
Okay. What was the number you said?
12.
Okay. Now, we're good.
All right. All right.
Let's go. Let's go. 2nd and 22.
Let's go. Let's get a stop
Let's
here.
get it to Julio. Slant to Julio.
Oh, it's designed to run. Yes. Timeout, KC. Timeout.
How about a Julio screen?
3rd and 23.
It's Julio screen time right now.
33.
Someone said ESPN Plus. I don't have it, unfortunately.
Wow. Rough month, huh? Had to cancel the cable packages.
They don't broadcast anything. I really don't watch sports other than the NFL. So I have everything I need. I don't sweat my other sport bets.
If you get rid of the Pornhub subscription, you can get ESPN Plus back.
Good one, Rob. You just thought of that. That one guy tweeted, he was like, it's becoming an epidemic. Porn, sports betting, weed, alcohol.
Well,
All right. Well,
Big third down.
yeah,
This is going to be a screen for sure, man.
it's going to be to Julio. Screen the Julio. All right.
Yes.
We got the
Let's
best
go. We are
we got
live.
the best quarterback of all time on one drive.
We are
And then we got to sweat the extra point, which
fuck. I mean, it's better than sweating the fucking 2-point conversion like last night. Jesus, needing the Denver offense to get you 2 yards. That's a tough one. Jake Elliott, though, their kicker. Jake Elliott. Oh, man.
has Hitman done 1.5 lines of blow? I've never done blow. Never will. I guess you could call me a pussy, everybody.
No, it's whatever. No one's going to call you a pussy. Not for the blow. Not for lack of hard drugs. It's good, man. You've never done hard drugs. Kanish is getting off coffee. People are the hammer's getting healthier. The hammer's getting healthier. Whew. At least hands of Stoney
how many
caught
do we
that.
have? One timeout.
We got one timeout
Yeah, I
to
mean,
go
it's
91 yards in 249.
it's just going to be Mahomes schoolyard bullshit again because, like
Yeah.
I said, they don't get open. These
Yeah.
guys.
You know what? I'll take Mahomes schoolyard bullshit. Let's get 91 yards of schoolyard bullshit from Mahomes. We got a live price right now, Zach? No? We're getting play just started. There's no way we're gonna get a live price.
They just snapped it for me.
Same.
Yeah.
Just don't hold in the end zone, people. Oh man.
You see, it's just nothing is like in the progressions of the offense. You know,
Yeah.
he just holds it, pats it.
Yeah. Got to get a first down. First downs are important. Oh, I could have leaped for that first there, Watson. When we got 3rd and 1 here. Oh man,
They won't run Mahomes on sneaks ever since that Denver game.
I know. Oh. I mean, I don't hate the idea of running it on 3rd down.
Neither do I.
They won't do it because Andy Reid won't do that.
We got Kelsey.
Oh, he dropped it.
Jeez. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ.
Killed us. You know what? I actually agree with not running because now you can at least think if you run, if you don't get it here, you at least have a chance now to hold them to a field goal and have another drive. If you run the ball, there's not going to be enough time if you don't get it.
He separated on Byard so easily. He's just got to catch the ball. Fucking run the same shit. Yes. All right. I mean, it is a little bit scary. It took him a full minute to go like 10 yards, though. Okay, a little bit. I'm going to lose Kelsey under on this drive, by the way.
What is he at?
There's a flag, so I don't know if
I saw him do a holding, or maybe it was roughing. Fletcher Cox looks pissed. Personal foul.
Wow. Here we go. Kelsey with that catch just went 7 for 44.
You're good.
Don't tell me this. Don't tell me this, man. I mean, it is a roughing penalty. Like, it's just really stupid by Fletcher Cox. Like, what are these? Some of them are really bad, like bad calls. You got to have a brain in this situation. I know, like, smoked him. What's he complaining about? I don't know. Guess it depends on what side you're on in the game, people. I guess it depends on what side.
I mean, I don't like it. I wish they could hit the quarterback like that.
Yeah.
You know, but it's.
Yeah. What is... I'm not joking. I just got KC plus 840.
Tell me where.
That must have been a bet with a friend or something, because I do not imagine 840 is. This has got to be close to a coin flip now.
It's getting your account fried, but
yeah. Oh, glitch at a book. The old book glitch.
All right.
Voided for line.
I don't think coin flips right, Rob. I think Philly definitely has to be favored.
Yeah, but not like I don't know, like what, minus 150? Dude. How many times?
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about, like, even if they do score, then obviously Philly can get the field, still has a chance. But yeah.
Penny's currently
150.
Pinnacle's minus 142 plus 121.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
Which is definitely the best price in market on KC right now. Actually, there's a few others that are out there in that same range. But yeah. Whew.
All I'm thinking about now is,
dude,
Rob, imagine they score and they don't make the extra point. Clip it up.
Worst case, like the way that I get royally fucked is if the rest of the drive here goes through Kelsey, they score a touchdown and don't get the extra point. Yeah. That's like perfect storm. I need to go take a real cold shower after this. And
you know what Kadarius Toney's at right now? I bet him live over 14.5. It was a smaller bet. The Hurts one was big.
He's at 12.
Okay. I don't even think he's going to be on the field. I think he might be, actually. He targeted up. He was out of bounds, but.
Yeah, I don't think there was a chance there. Yeah. This Fletcher Cox penalty, like, dude, ease up at the end there, bro. Here we go. These refs, man. 2 steps, incidental contact. Oh my God, I can't.
Come on. My one time on my best bet. One time. Come on, Mahomes. He's going deep.
Oh,
he's got him.
Oh my God, Scantling. Jesus Christ.
The throw could have been better, though.
Yeah, I agree. He got both hands on it in stride. It was a little bit ahead of him, but my God.
The throw could have been
These guys
better.
suck. Jesus Christ, man.
Oh my God.
He just fucking schooled Roby. Just straight.
I mean, it's right in his hands. I mean,
yeah, it's right in his hands,
I mean,
man.
It could have been a minusculely better, but oh my God. And now we're done.
Yeah.
It's going to be grounding.
That's got to be grounding.
He didn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
100% grounding. It's going to be like 4th and 25. That has to be grounding.
He's throwing. I mean, how else can I lose these bets?
Dude, it hits him in his hands in stride. Like this is the NFL betting in a nutshell, right? Like it's absurd. 4th and 24 officially.
I mean, their receivers are a joke.
They are.
That's a problem. I mean, it cost them the Lions game, and now it costs you this game.
I still think they're going to win the Super Bowl, or I would still bet KC but they need that first round bye so that they can play less games, because each passing game there is like a higher and higher chance that the receiving core gets exposed.
Kind of reminds me of like those mid 2000s Patriots teams where you have a good defense, you have the best quarterback, but they're going to have to win games like 24-21. You know?
Yep.
I mean, take that right now, but
if you're the Eagles, you send pressure here.
No, I have one of the best front fours in the league.
Yeah. I just wonder if you let the guy just run around for a little bit. I mean, you probably let them go to the line and then you call timeout to see what it looks like they might be running. But yeah, they had everyone backed out. They just have 4 rushing. Oh man. It's 4th and 25.
Yeah, I like sending 5.
Oh.
Marquez Valdez Scantling. Oh my god.
What a fucking joke, man.
The Raiders again, Bengals, and at the Chargers. Yeah, I think here on 4th down, Joe, we see they're all lined up back there. They're going to run 4 down.
All right.
Let's see what happens.
He's just going to have to scramble, take a bunch of time. I like.
Oh my God, another one. That was very catchable, man. Very catchable. That was Watson?
Please don't tell me it was a drop.
Honestly, looked like it hit him in the hands. Let's see if the defender made a good play, but it looked like it hit him directly in the hands. Oh my God, it went right through it. Oh my God. Like it's on like what do you want the guy to do? He made the throw that needed to be made. Wow. Wow. Well, that's going to be it for the game. They could just kneel it out right now. That's going to hurt the Jalen Hurts rushing yards, though. What did you need for
21 and a half? Isn't he at like 30?
He's at like 30 something. Yeah. All right, Hitman.
What are we at? 1 and 10 on the best bets? Oh my God. Well,
at least you're off this week. You can't lose when you're off.
Like GRP says, sometimes you just lose your mojo, and you got to take a week off.
Mojo gone. You take a week off. We'll see you. Happy Thanksgiving, man, to you and yours.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Hitman. Peace out. That's Hitman. It's a lot of pain on my end losing the Chiefs that game. Another primetime under. How do they do it? How do they do it? 21-17, the final score. 238 net yards from the Eagles. 3-11, third down. 4.4 yards per play. Ultimately, they get the job done. Receiving core, disaster. Disaster. Cowboys fan. Chiefs better. Lost a little bit more hair today. That's all right. It's not looking too bad, but a little bit more. Tough one. Just a tough one. All right. That's going to be it for me tonight. Best Bets is still happening this week on Wednesday. No Hitman, but the show goes on. The show must go on. And we must provide winners. It is of great importance that happens. Apologies to Fez. Rough one there. Still up near the top of the leaderboard, Fez. Keep your head held high. Also, another announcement. Thanksgiving, Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving to all of our American viewers and listeners. There will be a show, 9 a.m. Eastern time, Thanksgiving morning. I will be hosting. It's going to be a rapid fire type of show. In and out from a lot of different people. For those of you who watch the Super Bowl prop special every single year, where we ask someone to come on, give their favorite prop, same type of idea. Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Set your calendars, hit notifications right here on the Forward Progress channel. On your way out the door, make sure you smash that like button as well. For myself, Rob Pizzola, for G-Stack George, for Eric Eager, for Hitman, and for our producer, Zack Phillips. This has been another live watch along here on Forward Progress presented by Pinnacle Sportsbook. Everyone, enjoy your night, and we'll catch you around for the rest of the week. Peace.